Welcome back to the Blast Sensei Society, episode number 54. We're back at it again. And I feel like we do have to push the clip, the countdown before the stream, because I don't know, they added the function where you can add it, but there's a 1 second where we're on the screen and it does not make sense. So right at the beginning, it's us, then the clip plays. So that thing is flawed at the moment. But with that said, we are back at it again. Today we have a lot to talk about. We're going to be talking about some anime, some shows that might be anime, Arcane, Dawn to Dawn, Bleach, what they got going on right now. We'll also bring up certain shonen manga. We'll talk about Read Your Scriptures, talk about Blue Lock. We'll talk about Berserk, what One Piece got going on. And our main topic will be a tournament bracket to decide the best gestures and poses in anime. So with that said, we also have a super chat goal in the chat as usual that you can go send a super chat. If we get 10 super chats, we'll drop the StreamYard link. So that's the super chat goal, of course. And don't forget, you guys can go to our link tree, follow all our socials, join our Discord. We have great community, great events that we have as well, such as the Spark and Zero tournament where people won actual money. So go over there and join. And don't forget to become a member. You can become a member on the YouTube channel, Shikai Bankai tier. We shout out all our Bankais that are signed up exclusively individually. Make sure we do. If I forget your name, sorry, let me know. But that includes Jaden, Leon, Sauce, Trendy, signed up Bankai. And if you are signed up on Bankai tier, you get exclusive content for only Bankai tier. Sorry, Shikai. And you also will be able to get your shout outs. You also can recommend an anime and manga for us to check out the moment you join. And for Shikai tiers, you are also supporting the channel. We do appreciate you. You can vote on the poll on our YouTube channel to decide what segments we do first. You get emotes, all that good stuff. So appreciate everybody who's supporting the channel. With that said, gentlemen, how are we feeling?
Feeling great. How about everybody else?
I'm doing good. Me and Miles did a top 10 list for the most influential music albums of all time for our personal lives. That is in the Bankai tier. Thank you guys for supporting. Go check it out.
Yeah, it's good to be back. I'm a champion. If you want to count Pee Wee football, I'm a champion. I'm a championship coach. But I want to give them a little bit of love at the end of the pod, if there's time. But it's been a whirlwind. I see why. I never cared about 12-year-old kids that ain't mine like that. I'll say that right now. I never cared about no kids that ain't mine like that. And I'd fight for those kids any chance I get. But I'll save that for the end. It's good to see you. It's good to be back.
All right. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
First off, Riddell, bump all that. Where are you in Naruto?
To be fair, I've been.
This is an ongoing gag.
No. Hold on.
He's never going to finish.
For the last 72 hours. I will say Naruto was attempted to be read at some point, and I failed hilariously. But I do have a bookmark on it, so I just got to read like the last couple chapters.
Shame on you.
It was championship week. What do you want me to do? Championship week.
Read.
I'm sorry.
You know what? If you didn't restart it, you would have been further ahead. Just saying.
That's right. But I also won a championship. So y'all would have been mad at me anyway because I wasn't reading because I'm trying to be a good coach.
W excuse. Hey man, Random never gonna finish Naruto. Let's just be honest.
Nope.
It's not happening.
Oh my god, it's gonna be 5 years for him to finish One Piece.
He's about to go back to Land of Waves. Like,
What? No, hey, keep saying that. I'm gonna go back. Watch.
I'm just saying what you want to do. That's what you want to do. I don't know why.
Facts. He's like, let me just keep on reading that arc a couple more times, then I'll be done. You know what I'm saying? Oh, there was something that was on my mind. Oh, also people on the post that Santo posted for the members only content. You guys can let us know what type of content. So far, they said they want some video game reviews, and they said they want NBA, NFL content as well. So,
okay.
Very interesting.
Oh,
I'll drop my Dragon Age Veilguard review on there then, since y'all want it. Because
I don't
Tank,
mind.
if you're watching this, I have thoughts, and me and you need to talk.
I don't mind doing some basketball talk. That's always interesting when we argue basketball, especially me and Random. Me and Random got into a war a few months ago over like Steph Curry and LeBron. So I think
I walked away the champion. Yeah,
living your
yeah,
truth. Living your
yeah.
yeah.
living your truth.
Hey
I
man.
don't know, man. I don't know nothing like basketball like you do, but I love you, buddy.
With that said, we're gonna start off with Agenda Hour. We got quite a few things to kind of bring up to the docket. So again, like and subscribe, tune in. Let's dive right into. Let's get right into some agendas. Let's do it. All right, so we got to start off with the title. Arcane Season 2 has officially dropped in the world that we live in. Arcane Season 1, one of the most prominent series of all time, one of the biggest Netflix shows of all time, one of the biggest animated projects of all time, and dare I say, being technical, one of the greatest anime of all time. Yes or no? How great is Arcane when it compares to anime that have come out?
Well, first off, it's not an anime because it's not made in Japan at all. It's not,
It can still be anime.
it's not an anime. It's an animated series, but whatever.
Means the same thing, to be honest. But
Whatever. Because certain people crash out about that.
oh, for sure.
It is the most expensive animated series by a mile. Like it costs probably around like 3 to 4 million to make Demon Slayer, and to make season 1 and 2 of Arcane, it costs what, $285 million. So it's the gap between that and other animes or animated series is ridiculous. Oh,
You said 285.
yeah, I can look up the exact number.
That's more. Isn't that more money than the Star Wars prequels put together?
I mean, it could be.
I mean, does that
wonder the
include
Japanese studios are crying.
animation?
Yeah, $250 million to produce both seasons.
How does that compare to, like, okay, let's get a modern example, like Game of Thrones?
How much?
Okay, so let's we're doing impromptu research, everybody. Give us a second.
W research.
Their budget was around 100 million per season.
What was that, like 6 seasons?
Mhm.
Yeah.
So it's
600
only a
million?
third of the way there. At least a third of the way there, almost half.
With probably less content too, and it's almost caught up. I wonder. Look up also how much money they made. I think the reason why this is a very interesting conversation is, for the most part, when you think about like stuff that is made. Well, before I dive into like the anime comparisons, the fact that Arcane was invested in this much, they almost guaranteed quality. Regardless of what you feel about Arcane, they were so ready and so what am I trying to say? They were guaranteeing that this was going to be in a great show. Arcane season 1 came out and it won like almost every award. It literally broke records. And Arcane season 2 is not falling off a cliff. So, hey man, it's meeting up the expectations. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah. So, the history of Arcane, I don't know if people know this, but League of Legends, we all know, is like one of the biggest, most lucrative games of all time since like the early 2010s. They have, last time I checked today, because I wanted to do some research, they have 150 active monthly players. That's a lot.
Yeah.
That's a lot. 150 million active players. And when I looked up exactly why Arcane was made, it was for the sole purpose of to strengthen the connection between players and the League of Legends intellectual property. So they wanted to dive in more into the lore for the characters of the game, but they've been doing it mainly through like music videos and like trailer and like and lore trailers and stuff like that. That's what they've been experimenting with over the years. And then they eventually like, hey, let's just make a show to give people more lore and like more exact lore. Because you can look up Jinx, you can read her whole story, you can read V's story and stuff like that, and like their little side stories and like stories of things that they've been through. You can definitely watch a bunch of trailers and stuff like that to learn about them, which is what I did over the years. But Arcane is basically just the building blocks of League of Legends. You get to see what the Hex Core, how that's created. You get to see how these characters fell in love, then had falling outs and things like that. So it's really just building up the eventual probably League of Legends show that we're probably going to get in a few years.
Well, go ahead.
So I knew Arcane was going to be great the first season because these companies will tell you when they really believe in something. Like Santo, we all know it. The marketing's different, the energy's different when they know they have something very well done. So is this going to inspire, like for instance, is Overwatch going to make an animated show now because of the success that Arcane is having?
I wouldn't be surprised.
They could, because the whole point of Arcane is to promote the video game. They don't like Arcane is like a big promotion for their video game, and it's boosted their sales for their video games and stuff like that. Now they sell Arcane skins and things like that. So they're just making more. So they're kind of getting their money back in a way, and they're just diving into. They're just giving the people what they've wanted since the beginning, which is just League of Legends stories. So
and it's such a great thing to see them like reinvest into their intellectual property, because like Lonnie said, that game is huge, and to have this animated series that, I mean, $255 million budget is crazy. And they're also releasing 2XKO, which is a fighting game based on Arcane. So that's in the works as well. So they're shelling out money, but they're banking right now.
Mm-hmm.
The one thing I'm always worried about when it comes to this was when I first heard, I don't know anything about League of Legends other than I know people play it, right? It's one of the most popular games on the planet. But I was worried that, are they going to fully treat this with the brevity that it deserves? Because I can tell you this right now, I'm playing Dragon Age. They're not treating it that way.
They're
Something
definitely
that made them millions of dollars.
They're going like by the T. They're going like strictly by the lore. Like there's not a lot of big deviations and things like that. They're setting up how future characters are coming into play. There's a lot of foreshadowing, which if you don't know League of Legends, you're probably not gonna catch on. I don't know if you saw the last 2 episodes, but like they keep on showing like a wolf or a big guy showing up. You've met him. You met that person before, but
I feel like I know who it is.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna wait for it to be done and I'll binge it, because that's what I loved about it. When I binged it, I was like,
to me, this whole scheduling thing is so stupid. You're gonna drop the first 3 episodes, and then the next 3 the week after, then the next. Like, just give me the whole. Like, it's
people gonna watch anyway. Just drop it. I hate that they do that now.
I'm not gonna lie.
Once a week.
I disagree, and this is why. I don't want to watch the entire season in one day. It takes way too much time out of my day. And also,
but you set time, Riddell. Yeah, like if I'm gonna binge Arcane, I got a Saturday now. Especially now that I'm free, I'm watching it on Saturday. I'm gonna binge it all on Saturday because I got the time to do it. You just don't binge the binge.
No, it's still a lot of time, regardless of what day you do it. And another thing about it is that if it comes out in increments, it hypes people up and gets them talking a lot more. Like, it expands the amount of time people are going to be talking about Arcane.
That's true.
And that is a big thing about it. Like, obviously, when a One Piece chapter comes out every week, we're talking about One Piece every single week. If the entire thing drops, we're going to be talking about Arcane for like the first month. And then when it comes close to award season, we're going to talk about Arcane should win Animated Project of the Year. If it comes out in increments, we're talking about it this week, the next 2 weeks. So we're going to still be talking about this, and we're going to still be talking about it after the next week. And we also get to talk about it every individual piece and dissect it. Because when you binge it, you're just like watching the full thing. So I do like the aspect of increments coming out, because it allows people to kind of get more invested to an extent, and allows more conversations on social media as well. So I think it's a good idea.
I was only speaking from me as a viewer. I'm a binger. That's what Netflix has trained me to be. I'm a binger. So I wait. Like I only really watch, like I'm only watching one anime right now every weekly, and that's ReZero, because Jesus Christ. And I want to watch Danmachi. By the way, Lonnie, Danmachi's cooking, but we gotta wait. But that's why. But you're right, Riddell. In terms of business sense, Santo, go ahead, make it every week because people are going to come in. They're going to make the podcast. It's probably a YouTuber who just all he does is talk about Arcane, and then now it's going to League of Legends. But once again, like we talked about all the time, Netflix is killing it. If they're locking down, they have One Piece. They're the only place that distributes One Piece other than Crunchyroll. They're locked down Arcane. They're trying to get something else. They're cooking again. Whoever I want to know the guy who made Netflix take this turn into animated projects where they're committed to making stuff. Now, have they obviously hit on everything? No. Record Ragnarok's still out there. I'll never forgive him. I'll never forgive him for Yasuke. I think Baki Hanma is just like, so are they just doing like one move and coolly posing? We don't need to talk about that.
Seven Deadly Sins also bad.
Seven Deadly Sins, but they've had a lot of feels like a lot of really big hits.
Knights of Apocalypse.
Four Nights, they are doing it justice. Shout out Four Nights Apocalypse. It actually is good. No, I'm with you. I think I like to binge too, but I made it my mission to be caught up with these shows in particular, so we can talk about it every week, like Arcane, Dawn to Dawn, and Bleach. So I'm like locked in for those ones. For the most part, if all of Arcane came out, I'm watching all of Arcane there because I got to see the full story played out. I would have kept on watching Arcane if there's more episodes. I'm not gonna lie. So it's limiting me, which is a good thing because time is valuable at the end of the day.
I wanted to ask y'all, since y'all don't know a lot about League of Legends lore compared to me or other people, like what do you guys think about the story unraveling so far and like the building up of these characters and things like that?
I'm in love with the world. I think it really only helps. Like first thing, when I walk into like a new fantasy setting, obviously you want your characters to hit. But what really gets me, like this is something I say about My Hero, the world was so intriguing. That's what gets me to stay. Because sure, you're gonna have a badass character, but after that, I'm learning about like My Hero. That's why I say My Hero has so much spin-off potential, because that's why I'm like, all right, I want to understand why things work this way. I'm looking into the lore of how, like for instance, Dragon Age, like how how the Grey Wardens work, how the Blight works, things like that. That's if the world can sell me on that, sure, I'm watching for the character, right? But if I'm trying to learn about, what's this police force that's doing this and why do they do that, and I'm trying to learn those ancillary things about a world, that's why I know I'm really locked in on something. I love the Arcane world, which makes me, I'm trying to find, I don't want to watch somebody play League of Legends, but I need to find a YouTuber, if somebody can recommend me, that kind of explains how maybe the game works, how certain people, like relationships, things, all that, because I love it. I already missed the first 3 episodes. I just want to wait and binge, but I'm going to be locked in when it's done anyway.
Yeah. For me, Arcane, I was, similar miles when it comes on. I was never as big of an Arcane fan as everybody else. I thought Arcane, animation-wise, was great. Music-wise, great. Production was just great. The story never really encapsulated me for the most part, especially around the beginning of Arcane Season 1. And I didn't really care too much about any character until later on. Once later on, some dynamics got a little bit more interesting, then I'm there. World is great. For me, I'm a character first guy because I don't care about your world if the characters in it suck. So when it comes to Arcane now, Jinx is super interesting to me right now. So is Vi. And they have a very good relationship, sibling dynamic. And it's going to keep on evolving. It's like, think of any anime where there's like friction between the siblings. It's those are some of the best dynamics you can.
At this point, it's a little bit more than friction. At this point.
Oh no! I mean, there's other ones.
Smoke.
I'm with you, but like, when I'm talking about siblings, I'm usually talking about the biggest ones, and the biggest ones also have smoke, like Dante and Virgil, Inuyasha and Sesshomaru, right? So Sasuke and Itachi until eventually it got figured out.
Yeah,
so,
I think those are good comparisons. V and her, like, and Jinx, like, they're a little bit more toxic. They're a little bit more. They have a lot more issues. Well, that's mainly because of Jinx, but those are good comparisons.
Yeah, so they got a really good dynamic, and it seems like some of the other characters in season 2 are becoming a little bit more interesting as well. With Victor, I'm very curious to see what he does moving forward. And my dog was Echo, so it seems like now he's more involved into things. Jace is cool. Mel is cool. I need Mel to do something of substance before me. Like I can really lock into what Mel's got going on. Her mother's a savage for sure, straight villain. But Arcane is start evolving these characters, and now you can start being more invested in what they got going on beyond the animation and the music and the production.
Yeah, we'll probably get into the production aspect of it because it's phenomenal. But for me,
Oh, go ahead.
I mean, sorry, it's always Lonnie with me. With me, it's always.
Go ahead.
No. I was saying that we'll probably get into the production later on, but for me, my favorite part of the show right now is the relationship between characters and seeing how Jinx and V are just straight polar opposites now. They love hate each other, and now you bring my girl Caitlyn into the mix. It is getting extremely interesting, and if you guys haven't tapped in, I would say watch it. Story wise, I don't think it's the best story out there. I mean, it's a solid watch, but I'm having a good time, and I binged it in a day. So it's
You
possible.
were locked in. I do respect how sometimes this is based off preference. Sometimes the pacing can be fast, but I kind of like it because I like what they're about to do is kind of common sense. I don't really need to see it. I think you can just allude to it. Like for example, when Vi, Caitlyn, and the rest of the squad were out in the underground doing what they were doing with the gas and the people, they just showed it pretty quickly in a very unique way. I didn't need to see that broken down, and got really to the meat was Vi meeting Jinx again, and so I do like that. Some people might not because some people need to kind of flesh everything out, but I think they do a good job of making it clear what's going on without needing to spend like 8 minutes to tell what the thing they're doing.
No, I agree. They're doing a good thing of like their pacing is pretty good in terms of like things that they need to show and things that they don't. I do think that. Well, I wanted to ask, how do y'all feel about Caitlyn right now? Because she's kind of a problem. She's a real.
She's crashing out right now.
That's my favorite character in this whole thing. When she, I mean,
Really?
I don't want to like spoil anything, but after that incident happened, like it's hard seeing her not be the next Jinx, and I'm waiting to see a fight between both of them.
Caitlyn acting like a bot right now. I'm not gonna lie, straight up bot. She's getting manipulated and everything.
She didn't have to do V like that at all. She didn't have to do it because V was right. She's like, "Yo, you about to shoot a kid?" And she's like,
"She was." And if you notice, in that moment, Jinx wanted to. You feel me? She didn't want to win. So, it's just that subtle nuances that I'm appreciating. And Caitlyn is just crashing out, and she's gonna be worse than her mother. She's about to be worse than her mother now.
But at the same time, if you see the sudden hidden, like if you see like what's playing out in the cities and stuff like that, they're setting up Jinx to, because since they're going off the story, like Jinx is gonna eventually take over the underground.
You think so?
I mean, unless I can, if you know something I don't, then but I don't see that.
Just think about like all the chess moves, all the chess pieces that are moving around. And like what she just did the last episode, how she basically attacked the upper city and things like that. I don't know if you saw the trailer for the next episode or whatever, but yeah, they're basically like now she's like a martyr for them. Like now she kind of represents them because Silco left because Silco got axed in the first episode, and I mean in the first season. So there's a power vacuum. So
the only person I would say that I would bring up would be Victor.
I was thinking Victor, the same thing
because Victor right now is looking like Jesus.
Victor is his own. Victor's gonna be.
He's gonna save her. The thing I think Jinx is gonna represent the underground. Her being a like real leader, it's hard for me to see, but I mean she's gonna be the symbol of the underground for sure. Especially since Caitlyn's becoming racist now. So She hates all
Yeah.
underground people now. So yeah, and it's all because of Jinx. Before it's
I don't know
true.
why that made me laugh the way Riddell said it like that.
I think
It's
it's
very racist now. Like,
I
how
kinda-
to tell you?
I
Yeah,
can't be
100%
mad at
racist.
Caitlyn either, though. At the same time, like
I could be mad at Caitlyn. She knows.
What?
Yes.
she got kidnapped by
No.
Jinx in the first season, and then she had to watch Jinx shoot a rocket that killed her
That's one
mother.
person. The entire underground.
That's
No,
her
I'm not saying
mama.
hate the entire underground. I'm saying I understand her anger. You kidnap me because I'm hanging with your sister, and then you kill my mom because I was hanging with your sister.
Hey, crashing on Jinx makes sense. Crashing on the entire underground and even why doing too much.
I mean, she just lost her mom like a week ago. What you expect?
No,
She's grieving. She's grieving,
doesn't
bro.
excuse
She
racism.
just put her mom in the
Doesn't
ground.
excuse racism. No, no, it's not okay. I do want to do this a little mini gauntlet since we're not going to do an official gauntlet. Arcane versus other very popular anime. Do we think Arcane is going to be better than these series? First name up. I'm getting these anime from the top 10 on my anime list, by the way. Tokyo Ghoul. Bonnie, come back. I need you to answer this.
That's so rude to start with that.
Hey, I'm just reading the top 10 most popular anime on my anime
Do we
list.
think that it's gonna be better than the Tokugo anime?
Like season 1. We're just talking season 1, right?
Well, Tokyo Ghoul. I don't know. Just
Then
Tokyo
yes. It's
Yes.
already better.
It's
Ghoul.
already
Better. Lonnie, where you at?
What happened?
So rude.
So Arcane or Tokyo Ghoul? Lonnie, come back. Stop ducking.
Say it with your whole chest, bro.
Fuck you.
say less.
If we're talking story, it's Tokyo Ghoul. If we're talking the anime, it's gonna be Arcane.
Okay, Arcane's better. Arcane or Naruto?
Oof.
I'm not gonna hold you. I shouldn't answer this question. So I'm not done.
You might as well. You basically on season 1 of Naruto.
You're an expert on the Land of Waves right now. Yeah.
Facts.
To be fair,
To be fair, nothing.
let me stop.
Read.
Hey, my anime list is only counting OG Naruto. So this is OG Naruto versus
I got
Arcane.
I got OG Naruto.
Yes, OG Naruto.
Okay.
Nah,
All right, have you seen any Arcane?
a little bit. I'll say nah.
Lonnie, Arcane Naruto.
I'm going Naruto. I can't disrespect Naruto like that.
Yeah, I got Naruto as well. Next
I have
one up.
Riddell, before you go, I have one last question that I want to ask a little bit at the end. But
Okay.
I just want to make sure it's regarding Arcane.
Okay. Arcane or My Hero. Oh no. Arcane or Hunter x Hunter 2011.
The story.
Which anime is better? I don't know. Simple.
I'm no, fuck it. I'll be that guy. I'll take Arcane.
And we're
That
projecting
production,
for Arcane, too.
it's
That's hard.
Exactly.
it's hard because of the production value of Arcane is really
The
high.
production value isn't fair. Like they have like 100. They have hundreds of millions more dollars in terms of budget. It's not fair.
But you split it up and said story. I think that's a valid. That's a
If we're
valid
just
thing
talking
to
story,
do.
then I would say Hunter x Hunter. We're talking about like overall production. Freaking
Bro,
Arcane has Linkin Park. Like
stop complicating it. Which is a better anime? Stop separating it.
It's
Pick
Arcane.
one.
I'm sorry.
Arcane.
Hunter.
I mean, I would if we're talking about overall, I would have to say Arcane.
Santo.
It took like,
I'm
$1 million to make Hunter x Hunter. Like it's not fair. That's why Japanese studios were complaining. Like, yo, stop comparing Arcane to us. We're not in the same weight class.
Hey man.
the story
So that
is
You foldables
the story
fucking
is
trying.
Hunter.
You foldables
but
trying.
They still only spend like around like $5 to $6 million for a season.
How expensive? Never mind. This is gonna take us out of tangent. I don't want to ask that yet. So
Okay, so most people.
I'm going Hunter.
Okay,
Hunter.
I do like Hunter. I think Arcane could be better, especially since Hunter's story is never really going to finish.
no wonder he dropping paragraphs.
The
He's like,
anime
no,
is finished.
coming.
Yeah, the anime is not. Arcane or My Hero Academia?
My Hero.
My Hero.
Arcane.
Arcane.
God.
Oh, so since you were probably wondering, since you said you photable random, season 1 of Demon Slayer cost $3 million.
That's probably one
Affordable
episode
fucking
of
trying
Arcane.
what they got. But
That's
I'm
one episode of Arcane.
yeah, I'm gonna fuck it. I'll take My Hero for now.
Okay.
That's
Arcane
close. It was close.
or Sword Art Online?
Arcane.
Arcane. Don't even think about it. Don't even think about it.
Arcane clears.
Sword art, any art, Bumble art, don't matter. We taking Arcane and foe.
All right, random. You answer first. Arcane or Demon Slayer?
Arcane.
Easy. Okay.
That's not crazy at all. I'm sorry.
Yeah, the only reason I'm saying Demon Slayer or Ufotable's trying, if we're talking just animation value, they're the best. They're the best. No, I'm talking about animation studio. If you want to talk Studio Ghibli don't count. They make movies. Studio Ghibli don't count.
They don't count no more.
What?
They don't count no more.
Like okay, if you want to go all of them, then Studio Ghibli's the best. But if we're talking just anime, like I guess TV series, so it's Ufotable. Ufotable's the best.
Really?
I think so.
What would you say is better than Ufotable?
I just said really.
Just asking questions.
Nah, you're trying to instigate. You saw him before the pod. You're trying to start some shit for no reason.
Next, almost done with the top 10. So has everybody else said Arcane?
No.
Also, they have the best opening theme song. Like, it's not even close.
Really?
Like, I still listen to Emmy like weekly. Oh, the misery.
It's a great
Everybody
song.
want to be my enemy. It's a bop.
Okay, Arcane or One Punch Man?
Arcane.
It's Arcane.
Arcane. It's not close.
All right, I got Arcane too. Top 3, Arcane or FMA Brotherhood?
FMA.
FMA, like
I still got FMA. Animation too
FMA.
clean and
Put
story's
put
perfect.
some respect on FMA's name.
You know what we should do? Arcane or Gintama?
Arcane. Arcane, bro. Arcane. No, that's not
for no reason.
No. I'm saying that's not to. Gintama's obviously it's a masterful story. I just think Arcane got it. It is.
Premium gaslighting.
Wait,
Trolling my time today.
I'm actually not trolling. I think it is a masterful story. I just think that Arcane better.
What's masterful about it?
So it's masterful because
Here, have this. Have this.
No, I got you. The author characterizes the characters really well.
Like, boy, keep capping, bro. I got hats now. Boy, keep capping.
Well, he knows how to write character relationships. He's really good at dialogue. He has some pretty good foreshadowing.
You can't even look at us in the face, chat. Look at that.
I love Gintama, but I got Arcane.
Yeah, this is the biggest Gintama hating podcast on the planet.
It's not. I just said all these. I'm not. I really don't.
I'm the only person who likes Gintama
I
on
don't know
this
yet.
podcast,
Say one
Gintama's
more thing,
amazing.
Ty. I don't trust what you just said.
Like, what do you mean? He
got
literally
one more
just
tab.
plays
I think you got
Gintama
one
for
more
like
in
a
you.
minute.
Come on.
Anyhow,
I'm never getting up over that. I swear.
anyhow, next up, Arcane or Death Note?
Arcane or what?
Gintama.
Arcane or
Arcane.
Death Note?
Gintama.
Arcane.
Give me Arcane too. Last but not least, Arcane or Attack on Titan? Can Arcane be better than
I knew the last one was gonna be Attack on Titan because it's
It's Attack on Titan.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah, it's a guilty.
Attack on Titan.
Yeah, it's Attack on Titan.
How'd y'all like those post credits for the movie?
Yeah, that was just information that was in the manga. I have the physical copy. I can literally show you the scene in the manga. So I don't know why they lied. Like it's like
Someone tried to be deep because apparently, like, at the movie theater, Levi was there, but he's taller, and they're like, "Oh, that's what his life would have been like if he wasn't like raised with like if he was raised with like sun and food, he would have been taller." I'm just like,
He was really
Now I did theorize. This is a theory I said.
That's so fucking rude, man. Levi catches strays for no reason.
This is a theory I said a while ago when I read the full like manga and I saw the final scene. Is I think personally you can either say it means nothing, but the fact that they added it into the anime, I do think it means something. And personally, I'm gonna theorize that it's like their reincarnations where they're living a peaceful life for the first time, finally. So that's the theory that I like to stick with, is that those are reincarnated versions of themselves, of those guys, in a peaceful world.
if that's a reincarnation, how come Aaron's the only one with no fucking drip? His fit was black as hell.
Zero aura.
Yeah,
Zero.
His fit was the
It's
wackest
atrocious.
fit
It's
out of all three of them.
Riddell,
Aaron to get swag.
Riddell, it's atrocious. It's atrocious.
They
and
gave
you
him
know
a-
it.
what- He looked like he just came out of church. Like,
Hey. I told Lonnie, if I come out of church looking like that, slap me.
like I don't know what he was like. He just had a
Trying
white
to
tee.
impress the
and,
girl
like,
by
some
stacking
blue
the most
jeans.
chairs
It
too.
was like
bro.
a white
Look
dress
at that
top and
cut.
blue jeans. Mikasa had a goth look. Armin looked like a fashion nerd with like the glasses and like he had the little knitted up sweater. He looked fly. And then you just got freaking Aaron with a TJ Maxx white button up shirt, and then like some I don't know
Bro,
Wrangler jeans. I don't know.
bro, that
Without
fit
the trauma, he don't got that dog. I mean, I don't know.
How he friends with them?
Because Aaron is still very charismatic.
With no drip. Okay.
no
Facts.
grip. You can be as
Weren't
charismatic
you
as you
cooking
but if
Naruto
you can't
for
dress.
the next week?
If you can't
have
dress, how you get the only reason
Mikasa
Mikasa
came in with like 20 accessories. Armin had accessories. This man was just plain as day.
You can still get women with no drip. It can happen.
you gotta have money.
And Aaron
Did
can't
Naruto-
talk to women. Aaron
Did
don't like gay
Naruto have
men.
money when he was? You
Who?
said he has no drip. So does Naruto have money? You said
Naruto got drip.
Naruto don't have drip.
I think Naruto's fit's atrocious.
See?
Yeah, but keep reading, Randall.
Read.
Keep reading. How about
No,
that?
that's not the point. The point is now Naruto's getting women.
No, he's also the fucking hero of the village, bro. What are we talking
now we're
about?
moving the goalposts, bro.
No, we're not. He's also the hero of the village. Like, come on now.
You
Wait
went
till he
from
gets his new drip, Random. How about that? You wait till he gets
If
his
he got new drip, no, hold on, Riddell. If he got new drip and that drip's clean, then you can't say Naruto has no drip anymore.
But Aaron gets drip later on in the series too, but it takes a while.
No fit of Aaron in the previous world before reincarnation is as bad as the fit he has in that fucking peaceful world he's in.
Hey, he has
horrible.
no trauma.
Riddell, you'd walk across the street if that was one of your boys walking next to you.
Hey, he's still
why?
bagging Mikasa though.
you
It's
see
still
it?
gonna happen.
She's like destined at this point to always just kind of like
Exactly.
him.
They're meant to be. Love overcomes all.
You don't tell you tell me Mikasa ain't never look at Aaron. I'm like, look, bro, can you just go to
No,
Ross?
it's
real
all
quick
about
and
what
get
Aaron-
me
She
something?
you don't think she looks at him and is like, "Where's your jacket, bro?"
Yes.
No, she goes like, "I love you."
If
for
he had a
what's on the
jacket,
inside."
bro. If he had a jacket that really
I'm beyond the superficial look.
Nah, Santo's
If she really
cooking.
loved him, she wouldn't let him go out.
Absolutely,
Like that. She wouldn't let him walk
She
out.
lets him be himself. She loves him so much. She lets him be himself.
Right.
Yeah. Hey, man.
look at all four of our faces when you said that.
Hey, I'm just
No,
saying.
I'm a Riddell.
Shout out love, man. Shout out love. Hey, so Random, you did have a question, and then we can talk about some of these other anime.
So, I this isn't entirely like I'm not okay. Obviously, I don't expect this to happen, but it's a side effect of that. when Arcane season 1 came out and all the animation studios started complaining, like, yo, what is this? We can't compete with this. Do you think that's going to force the anime community to spend more money? Because they're never going to match. No Japanese studios dropping $235 million. How much did they even spend to pay for the Mugen Train movies? Like 50 million, right? Something like that.
I like just looked it up too.
Like it was cheap. I remember cheap. I was like, that's how much y'all spent on that? So nobody's ever going to match Arcane episodic or season quality, but it's not going to force.
It
For
cost
instance,
$15.7 million to make Mugen Train.
15.
15.7.
Damn, that shit's heat.
We got season 1 of Arcane, and then Blue Lock season 2 came out. No, they're not forcing anime. No.
Oh my.
Facts, actually.
Like to that, you don't think any of them will ever spend? Okay,
Well,
what
Arcane-
if
Arcane came out like 3 years ago, and how?
my only thing I'm saying, what if Overwatch gets like this same Arcane treatment that hits?
But that's
Siege
different.
Gets one that hits. Fortnite gets one that hits. Was not going to force if they're seeing
No.
all these big things coming up. They're not instead of spending $1 million, they spent $2 million on the season this time.
But you also have to remember that Castlevania came out, and it's not like they're getting crazy budget.
They don't have the money. They don't have the money to compete. They just don't.
Yeah, because they work on, and they also work on multiple projects. Like they only work on Arcane for this gaming company. Like they don't have any other use for their money.
So then why? Okay, my only problem is then why complain then? If you know that's
Because they're self-conscious. We're still gonna be like, why can't you do this?
They're self-conscious, you know.
my answer is if I'm before them, I'm like, I'm doing some shit you've never seen before for $5. Like what they're doing. That's why I said obviously if you give Ufotable $230 million make a season, that might be the greatest shit TV has ever made. Might be the greatest shit they've ever made.
But the thing is that those companies or those studios that you're talking about, Ufotable, they don't have anything to worry about because the stuff that they're putting out is quality already. It's the people that would be complaining are Blue Lock, like stuff like that. Like those are the people that probably are saying like, hey, why are you doing this? We can't compete with this, because they know they're putting out trash.
Yeah, and I say like because it was a few years ago, but I watched the video that they made and like how they made Arcane and stuff like that. It's next level. They basically like make a whole 3D map and then animate things within that 3D map. It's crazy. It's crazy what they do.
Like, do you think any of the Fate movies or the Fate series are gonna complain about Arcane? No, because their animation is peak as well.
Yeah, that's what.
I don't have anything to worry
other
about.
people are complaining. Ufotable should not have been one of them. They shouldn't have been. Like you guys are pumping out incredible stuff every time you release something.
That's also just not being. That's not being. It's just not being self-aware of where you're at on the totem pole. To be honest, like that intellectual property has money just out the wazoo, man. They could just shell out money. They're working on Arcane, a fighting game, and this series at the same time. Like anime studios can't really compete with that.
I wonder if they've dropped
I'm
any
with
like, comments
you.
or anything like that.
Also, I will point it out. It kind of gives me a little hope that an anime studio, I think at this point, considering all this like animation and the lack of quality for these studios that are big studios but just are not forming because of the excess amount of work, we might have some hope for anime that are part of like lesser known studios, but all the focus can be given to those anime. So Lonnie, the beginning after the end has hope. Even though the animation studio is lesser known and doesn't really have the clout like that, they don't really have any crazy projects. All they got to do is focus on the beginning after the end.
They must have sold the rights
Very
very
true.
well to get that with their reputation. Because
Yeah.
I think that's actually probably the best way to go. Mushoku Tensei made its own studio to make the thing. If every big manhwa comes out, A1 for everything for all better purposes is just working on this. They're working on solo leveling. They're not working on sword art or anything like that. They just want to knock this out. So Renault, you're onto something. If they're just going to say, all right, we're going to get this thing, this is all we're working on, then sure, they're not going to have $250 million. But if they make it in 2 and it's amazing, I got nothing to say.
Yeah, we need more indie studios, like the creators of the One Piece anime, like some editors from that are creating their own animation studio. So we need more indie studios. W capitalism. We done with monopolies.
Speaking of that One Piece anime, those animators, they just released a trailer for their upcoming project. It's from a French anime that I never heard of. So
It looks cool. I just don't know if there's really. Is it just going to be a powerful? Hey, I got cool powers and no story. Like I'll be curious about that. I'm always hesitant for with anime that just have like cool powers.
it's cool that like French manga is getting recognized though as good enough to be animated because the French people love their anime.
Oh, shout out Radiant! Radiant's fantastic.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody talks about it. It's like it's one of the better magical series in
That's right.
I follow
I watched like 10
the
episodes of that.
I follow the manga on TikTok. He posts like art videos. It's really tough.
Yeah, he's good. He has some good manga panels. We're gonna continue the anime train. Speaking of good anime, now that we're talking about good anime, I officially caught up. So I don't know if everybody else is caught up. So if they're not, we don't have to dive into it now. But Dandadan is one of the anime that people are really talking about right now. I caught up with the anime and I caught up with the manga. We don't have to do manga spoilers, but stick with the anime and what Dandadan has done. I guess the first conversation we have to get out of the way. After you get past the first episode, it's not as cringe. I promise you. I'm not one of those people who try to make excuses for things. After the situation with the aliens and meet the old granny, it doesn't do stuff like that. It just doesn't. So that's literally like the only time it's really going to be that cringe. Other than that, it be cooking.
There's one part in chapter 30 around the 30s where you see remember the whole water in the school. That's kind of crazy. It's not
water in the school. Wow.
Remember they were. I'm trying not to describe it, but basically, it's a lot of something you know what I'm talking about.
Say the weird thing.
No, I don't because I'm anime only, and I watched the first episode and said, I was one of those people that said I'm gonna just watch.
Okay, well, basically, they're gonna be like pretty much stripped down for a couple chapters. So I would say maybe an episode and a half. But other than that,
okay. To be fair, okay. In terms of clothes, sure, because there's also recent. If you're caught up with the manga, there was like a scene because
after chapter 30, you don't see that at all until this recent chapter we saw.
Yeah, but it's not like crazy. Overly sexual or
I agree.
That stuff is really not a part of Dandadan.
I'm on fire though.
No, I'm really enjoying it. I need to catch up on the manga, but me and my girl, we watch it every week and we have a good time. Definitely, if you have a spouse and you want them to just want to watch something funny, but like with still some action stuff like that, Dandadan's definitely the way to go. Turbo Granny might be my spirit animal. I don't know if you keep on seeing how she's like just side eyes everybody in her little cat thing now. It's becoming like a big meme, just her just side eyeing like nonstop. But no, it's fun, it's entertaining, it's fresh, and like you can tell that like he was because the mangaka was a assistant for Fujimoto, who makes Chainsaw Man, and you can definitely tell that like maybe he rubbed off on them a little bit because should be crazy.
I'll say this: if you catch up on the manga, I'm caught up. I will say there's one backstory specifically. Back to the All Fire. One from this character named Zuma. I think he has one of the best backstories in New Gen. One of the best. It actually threw me off. It was one page turn. I was like, whoa. It's like, whoa, what's going on? You know what I'm talking about, Riddell?
Are you talking about? You said.
Wait,
talking about
so
the.
It's like
Are you talking about the evil?
So it's
about him.
It's the thing with his mom.
Oh wait. Zoom. Are you talking about the umbrella?
It's yes, that backstory.
Yes, he has a great backstory. Okay, I'm with you. There we go.
Yeah, but do you remember the scene where you turn the page? It's kind of happy. It's like whoa, like you know. I'm trying not to say it, but
Bro, yeah, he's like,
yeah, that's it.
like-
Threw me off.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
You know
now.
exactly what I'm talking about.
Yeah, I was like, bro, because I felt like things are too go like, oh, is she about to be a good mom now? But
Yeah, it threw me off. I was like, whoa.
it did, bro. But I also understood like it really dived into the family dynamics. Yeah, Don is great. And also Granny Turbo Granny, that cat gonna sell like crazy for merch. That toy cat.
I'm getting one. I know I'm getting one.
Oh, for sure. People will love that toy cat. It's also with one. It gives a stank face every time too.
Ooh. I just looked at the panel. It actually it makes me uncomfortable. That's actually crazy. Like that, it's hard for me to. It actually makes me uncomfortable.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, I'm with you. Recently in the anime, they're meeting with the tall lady and the girl with the pink hair. I'll say it took me a while, but I think people are starting to like Momo's also Momo's already like one of the best shonen female characters, period.
I
Momo's
really like her.
She's a fire MC.
She's a great MC. And Okuran, he becomes a dog. Don't worry. He's a dog. He is a dog.
He's top of chapter 1, man.
He's him. And his transformation is always fire. Even though like it's a weird type of transformation, but it's a fire transformation at the same time. But New Girl, how much people do we how do we think people are gonna feel about the New Girl? Because for people who are relatively, we don't have to spoil anything, but
are you talking about in the manga?
No, in the anime right now, New Girl.
Ira.
People are now meeting her and finding out who she is.
I think people want to like her. I think I think she has a pretty rough opening, which I think is good because she has a pretty good redemption arc. I think. So I think people are gonna like her. She's one of my favorite characters.
I mean, she seemed like she was gonna be like a bully at first. Well, she seems like a bully and stuff like that. So I'm assuming that she turns it around and things like that. But I did like the moment with the female MC on how she like just instantly defended him and like kind of like I don't know. I just like that. I like their relationship. I like their dynamic. I think like it's very wholesome and like I don't know. I feel like in terms of like new gen romances, I like even though like I'm an anime only right now. Like I've read a few chapters, but I'm not like all the way caught up. I just feel like it's to start off, it's stronger than a lot of the other romances in new gen at this current point.
Yeah, it's Momo and Okuran is comparable. No, I think Taiyo Mutsumi is better, but like it's still up there. It's still up there. They got a really good dynamic. Some of these other characters people are really gonna like as well, and people are gonna simp over the grandma for like years to come. Just like the new
forever. I ain't ever gonna change.
Dandadan hit all the like, even though the plot is nothing crazy. I think now with me and Ty caught up with the manga, now they're kind of getting into crazy plot stuff, like a real big plot points that they're starting to push with like the name Dandadan and everything. Now it's really kind of getting intricate, but overall it's more of a reactionary story where it's like things happen and they kind of react based off things that are happening and nothing too crazy. So it's really easy for people to get into. A lot of different unique characters and a power system that is cool, not too crazy. And also, you ain't seeing aliens and demons in the same like that doesn't happen at all. So, hey man, he hit a niche and he's been cooking, and his art is great. He's a really great artist as well. So, shout out Dandadan, man. Shout out Dandadan. Question, Lonnie and Santos, since you're anime onlys, what do y'all predict is going to happen with the lady with the hair? What do you think is going to happen? Curious.
I don't know yet because I feel like some of it's obvious. Like they might end up being like the main power.
No, I'm talking about the current lady that they're fighting in the anime. with
Yeah,
all
like
the
I'm assuming that she might end up being like someone's like power source or something like that.
Santo, what do you think?
Oh, like I said, I watched the first episode and said I'm gonna wait and binge.
Oh, you're not locked
So
in.
so I'm just not locked in right now.
Fair. Once you guys get past the first episode, Dawn and I will be great moving forward. Next, anime Bleach. Not much going on. It's more of a setup episode. Everybody getting prepared. Anything of note that people want to bring up?
Yeah, so I need to find the exact chapter, but they talked about the value of screams, which was first introduced. It's in the manga when Ichigo's talking to the Fullbringer chick, because they're trying to figure out how to get back to the royal palace, and different gateways are closed and things like that. So the value of screams is first introduced in actually the first Bleach movie, Memories of Nobody, which, of course, people with that movie, they always wondered if it was canon or not canon, because sometimes people say like, "Oh, I thought that they saw like the female Soul Reaper from it, like throughout, like in the background and things like that." And the value of screams is like kind of like its own pocket dimensions and stuff like that people can manipulate. And so Kubo flushed out what the value of screams is and like how Kisuke like created one and things like that. And they also like, like in the little pauses, like they have those little like black info cards and stuff like that. And the latest one, like we don't get the English translation, but they translated for us. They mentioned how Ichigo previously dealt with the value of screams and then referenced the movie and the main character chick, saying how like she was a Soul Reaper that had that had like pink like a ribbon and like autumn powers and stuff like that. So they kind of made the first one canon, but also it's Memories of Nobody, so like people's memories got erased, of course. So, but that also kind of leads more into Hell Arc references. So this is like the third or fourth extra Hell Arc thing that he's referenced in Core 3. So I'm not getting my hopes up, but he's trying me. So we'll see what happens. But I am glad that he fleshed out exactly how they got back to the Royal Palace and things like that, because he just mentions it like in like 2 pages in Thousand Year Blood War.
I respect it because like a lot of the things in the movies, even though a lot of them are like not canon in terms of events, all of them are still tied into the lore. Like obviously the Zanpakuto arc, the Zanpakuto spirits, the arc with the mod souls. Like mod souls are very important in that whole situation that happened. Was that the stuff with the other captain was very interesting, and how he had a beef with Yamamoto.
There's the movie with Toshiro, like how he has the ultimate ice Zanpakuto, but he had a friend that also had it.
The Diamond Dust Rebellion, I think it was.
Yeah. So
like,
that was up Noble too, which is also was very important.
So I don't know. Kobo's just tying all of his stories together. I don't know if he's gonna end up making all these things canon. I doubt it, but he is like using, I guess, his non-canon material to kind of validate some of the stuff that he was doing in Thousand Year Blood War, which I think it's not like a retcon, but it's like, I don't know. I think it's a good thing.
What fight do we think we're getting first? Because I don't remember which fight is first for the Bleach anime.
What fight are we getting first? Because
is it Mayuri versus Pernida?
It might be. It depends on how they want to set it up, because I feel like they can do like tandem fights, but I don't know exactly how Kubo wants to set it up, or I don't know if he wants to do like some more background stuff before the fights either. So I don't know. We're in uncharted territory.
We couldn't get a much more fleshed out Basby versus Drugrim.
I think that is going to happen, because I think he wants to dive in more into the Stern Rider lore anyway.
No, I'm with you. I don't remember what any of the other Quincy's do though. I don't remember what the gluttonous chick does, the zombie person does. I don't know. I don't remember them doing anything.
But they also already announced that Core 4 is in pre-production. So,
oh damn! So Where do we think core 4? Where do we think core 3 is ending?
I think with
How many episodes per core?
which
12.
12.
what?
What episode are we on now?
I don't remember.
I think it's going to end with like the beginning of the Pernita fight.
That's gonna piss me off.
It's gonna piss me off.
They're gonna cliffhanger that whole those 4 Stern Ritters.
They can't do all 4. They gotta give me one at least.
Facts. They gotta give one.
Yeah,
I feel like you can give the Pernita one. Like that's the one I feel like you can give. You can give us that one to end.
the whole fight.
Yeah. Give us
I don't see
Pernita
it.
versus Mayuri. I don't remember if
We're
anybody
like
else.
halfway through. We're on episode 6.
Yeah, like what else stuff are we missing? Like we're missing Basby confronting Drew Grim, and then we're missing the 4 fights. I don't remember any other. Obviously, Uryu versus Hashwalth, but that's core 4, obviously. So, what else are we're missing?
I mean, I could see them going into more lore on the Soul King, like with the Mayuri fight when that happens. That could happen. I could see the Basby, like that whole backstory. Uryu and Jogan, or wherever, however you say, pretty blonde boy, whatever his name is.
Drew Grim, Hashwalth.
Yeah,
Hashwalth.
that could be a fight too. That's gonna be a whole episode. I hope they make it a whole episode. So I don't know. Like, and I feel like the epilogue is also gonna be like a few episodes, and then if they do the light novel stuff too, then that'll probably be the end of core 4. So they can stretch it out.
We got to end with something hype, and
End it with Lightning Yoruichi.
No,
nah,
Bro.
no, that's right in the middle of like the Askin fight. They can no way.
Hey, like I said, they mess up Lightning Yoruichi. Call the National Guard. Call the National Guard. I'm gonna need to be sedated.
Oh,
I don't know.
man.
I think they're gonna end it on cliffhangers. They're gonna begin like all fights, but never really dive into all of them.
Yeah, that would make sense. And you just had like the whole final confrontation be the last core.
Okay, I can see that if it's like the first part, so it would be the first part, maybe even Mayuri goes Bankai, Lily Barrow, and Shinsui. Neither of them unlock their abilities. Askin was really just him and Kisuke were playing around. Might get Yoruichi. Will get Yoruichi's brother.
You might see Gerard. You might see Gerard get killed and come back, and you know that sets up the heart of the Soul King.
Probably gonna see Nell.
Hey, if you end with Adult Toshiro, that's a W cliffhanger. I'm not gonna lie. I mean,
I mean, he is one of your guys.
Adult Toshiro. Yeah. I don't know what I mean.
Adult Toshiro is him. I'm not gonna hold you. That's a cold ass moment.
Still loses to Grammy.
He doesn't, but anyway,
he kind of does.
He doesn't. He just doesn't. He doesn't. All right, let's move on to the BSS news. So, tell us what is going on with the current events. Let's do it.
For the BSS news, I want to talk about Shonen Jump weekly rankings because we gotta get to this One Piece talk. One Piece is ranked top 3 as usual. It is usually in the top 3. It hasn't ranked inside the top 3 in like 5 years, and that just got me thinking about a bigger question. Well, one, about how you guys feel about One Piece not being outside the top 3 in like 5 years, not being outside the top 10 and even longer, right? It got me thinking, do y'all think that One Piece is building up to like the greatest climax in manga? Because I think so. I think with all the moving pieces in this past arc from Egghead, we have multiple sides basically racing to the One Piece. Like you have Luffy's fleet, you have all the different Yonko, you have the Gorosei, you have Kobe, who's also trying to not necessarily aligned with the world government, but also not aligned with Luffy. Like everyone's about to meet at one section. Like, what do y'all think about that? Like, that to me gets me excited for future One Piece. And I bring up the weekly ranks because that just shows the consistency Oda has and what I believe he's going to deliver. One of the best conclusions in mangas. What do you guys think about that?
So the thing about One Piece and Oda in particular that I do think is amazing is the fact that he's able to build up characters and side characters to the point where they are great on their own right, distinctly separate from the Straw Hats and Luffy's crew, like Law, like Kobe. All these characters have their own goals, have their own roles, and have their own personalities, and all of them are going to have their own objectives. And that's what's going to make the final climax so good, is that all these characters are going to be kind of there for their own personal reasons. Obviously, there's going to be like a bad and good side to an extent, but all of them are going to be looking at different people. All of them are going to try to accomplish different things. Dragon's going to have a different goal than Kobe and Luffy and L. Even when Yamato shows up, Yamato just might do whatever Yamato wants to do. So all these different objectives and different things that needs to be accomplished is going to be so interesting. It's not a very conclusive winner takes all, you're the pirate king. Winner takes all, you save the world. It's going to be much more complex than that. So yeah, Oda has been building a story for years, and I'm ready to find everything.
And you know something else is interesting. I'll just say one last thing. I think it's interesting that Oda has been in one interview we mentioned the final saga. Like this is something he's been waiting to do for long because he wanted to write a story to write this specifically. So you know he's going to put like his heart and soul into this. Like I obviously he's been doing that this entire run, but specifically when it's something that you've been really want to draw, something that you want to draw like more than anything, I think we're about to get something insane, like generational.
Yeah. Anybody else? Lana, you got anything?
No, I agree with a lot of the stuff you were saying. When it comes, I think Loki's gonna. I know he's gonna be pivotal. I just don't know how yet. But as we know with Elbaf, like we know this is probably Usopp's. This better be Usopp's freaking training arc. I wouldn't be surprised if there's like a small, like mini, like 2-month, like training, like time skip type thing. Hopefully, even Luffy gets more control of his Gear 5. He can do it for even longer. Things like that. Sanji gets even more control of his powers. But also, low-key, I would not be surprised if somehow at the end of Elbaf, Usopp dies. But I'm leaving it at that.
Oh wow!
Hey man, I've been on that timing for a while too. If anybody was going
to
die
at some point, and I think it would be Usopp after he completes his all the stuff that he said, like being a brave soldier, yada 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 yada.
Thanks. R.I.P. Usopp. All right, with that said, let's get right into the main topic. And we've already done best anime phrases. Kamehameha ended up winning that one. And even the people chose on the poll that Kamehameha was the best. So with that said, let's figure out what the best anime gesture and anime pose is of all time. Let's dive right into it. All right. Now, there's an extra thing about this. Is if you want an extra vote, you can do the anime pose and get an extra vote. If you need it, if you want it. So that's something that can play a factor, of course. But yeah, Santo, just bring up this bracket. All right. First pose up. The scout pose from Attack on Titan.
All right.
Versus Goku's instant transmission.
Yo.
Dang,
how is this a one seed?
What is this?
I'm telling you, we need to investigate Riddell every time he makes these brackets, bro.
Yo, these are
seed
two finals
instant
contenders,
transmission.
bro.
Finals contenders. I'm not gonna hold you.
These are title contenders.
I just randomized it. Don't blame me.
Bruh, randomize it one more time.
No, we're here. No,
Damn, instant transmission, but I feel like shit. Ah,
I feel like
Transmission,
nowadays
man.
people like do AOT more, but like set your heart ablaze. Like
bro, instant
Hey.
transmission's iconic.
I know, but
Hey,
you don't see people in the street going like this. You see them
in
going like this,
Arcane,
though?
in Arcane, they did the Jaeger pose. You know, at
They
the
did do
end,
that. They did do that.
they did do that. Hey, Aura.
That's true. That's
Bro,
true.
they do this and man.
What
Who,
makes this
who does that in the street,
True,
random?
bro?
Who does that in
God.
the street? I'm gonna think you're trying to contact aliens. I'm gonna call the police.
That's fine, but I'm still hitting the pose though. I don't give a
Yeah,
fuck.
people don't do that.
I was about to say,
Thank you, Kai.
Kyle, when's the last time you did instant transmission pose? When's
Right
the last
now,
time you
tell him
did it?
right now, Kai. Tell him right now, because I'm doing it right
I'm
now.
thinking about the moments because the one against Cell was crazy.
It was.
But then you have Armin for the cannon. You have This is crazy. Right, Riddell, you ain't
Yeah,
shit, bro.
Like, like right off the bat.
Prodigy, you do it to think.
You know, Prodigy facts.
Yes.
That is facts.
Yes.
That is facts.
Just
I'm not gonna lie, I did this shit transmission pose like literally like 2 weeks ago. Because when I was moving, I was like, man, if I could teleport and I did the pose, like I was like, if I could just teleport all my stuff here, I would do it, bro. I swear, I put them on everything. I put them on everything. I literally was like, yo, if I could just teleport to drop I'll move all my things to my new apartment, I would.
That's what you try to see if you could actually do it.
No, it was just Lonnie.
you telling me right now, if you could do the scalp pose or instant transmission, what you picking? Go ahead, Cap. Go ahead, Cap.
Of course, people want to say
Go ahead,
teleportation.
Cap.
That's cheating. That's cheating.
No.
Because once a power,
Can we come back to this? Can we come back to this?
No, vote.
I want to see the rest of the landscape.
Yeah. I'm fine with that. I'm fine with that.
I mean, you know what? I'm good. I'm good with that too. And this is a democracy.
What are the rest of these?
Yeah, man.
What's this? I can't even read it. What is it?
No, but the Dio pose.
Okay. So next up, we got the Dio pose versus Kaneki's finger break. I'm going.
I love finger break. I'm gonna be honest. I be staying finger breaking like
bro.
that.
The JoJo fans ain't gonna like y'all. For the JoJo fans, I'm going JoJo's.
Give me the finger break.
JoJo's fans
I'm going Dio pose.
Oh,
That's
I
just
wasn't
straight.
even
It's
for
straight
real. I was
aura.
just-
Hey, I'm
Straight
doing the
aura.
finger break. I get an extra vote.
That's just me.
I'm doing the finger
That
break.
doesn't count.
do the
Yeah.
Dio
Go
pose.
ahead,
Do the Dio pose.
Santo.
Do it right now.
Wait, the Dio pose is more iconic though.
I don't care. I love the finger break. That's one of my favorite poses in anime. I'm not gonna lie.
Say, if you want to change and do the pose, Santo.
Hey man,
But it's 2-2 right now. It's 2-2.
Me and Lonnie get an extra vote. We're doing the pose. You feel me? Doing the pose.
Wait, I thought shouldn't that come in with as a tiebreaker or no? I thought
No, you
said
can use it. You can do it whenever. Just do the pose. I'm waiting.
I'm
Do
disappointed.
the pose.
So,
Well, I ain't got no space.
hey,
to
if
do that.
it wasn't Kaneki, I would have done the Dio pose. I
Mhm.
would have done the Dio pose.
Santo,
All right, man.
waiting.
Random. Who you pick?
Asking me to go against my favorite character. How dare you?
Dio. It's a Dio pose.
All right, 3-2.
3-4. Cap. The only
Yeah,
way you're
3-4.
winning this is Santo of doing the Dio pose right now. That's the only way you winning this. That's the only way you winning
This
this,
is
my boy.
crazy.
Hey, we need that Dio.
All right, next up.
Yeah, Kaneki finger break. We here. Spirit
All right,
Gun.
next up, Spirit Gun versus FMA Clap.
FMA
Oh, I
beat
love
clap,
both
bro.
of these. I love both. Yo, the Spirit. Yo, you don't ever people put this up though.
I count two. I count two because I just did the pose. That's two.
I'll do
That's
the Spirit
bad.
one. That's 2.
2-2. A random.
Nope, that's
Yeah,
6.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm gonna have to go-
That's 8. That's eight.
Yes.
That's 8.
Fire.
Yo, this is a tough contest though, because Spirit Gun is also iconic. Just tough matchup.
All right, next up, we got the Naruto Run versus MHA Air Pose.
No one gives a damn about. You want me to run around? I'll run around this freaking office. Why did I?
Naruto Run is. That's how some people know about anime. Was that just watch people? They was doing that everywhere. Naruto Run. It's not. It's
They were
Naruto.
like, go fast.
You gonna break your
Yeah.
fucking back.
Give me that Naruto run, bro. That my
Yeah.
girl is I.
I got Naruto too.
I got.
All right, let's get back into it.
Oh wait, that was all of them.
Yep, it's only 8.
It's the transmission. It's the
Not the
transmission.
transmission. It's not the like. Dedicate your art. Dedicate your art.
I just feel more aura from this pose. I'm not gonna lie.
What?
Yeah. Yep.
Oh well, I don't know about that. Bro.
I don't know about all that, bro.
I feel that I'm ready. I'm ready with this pose.
Bro, I can go
I'm
anywhere.
ready
I can
for
go
it.
anywhere right
I'm
now.
locked in. You're still here.
You still here?
Bro, this is, what
All right,
of these
hold on.
poses saved the planet? I
I
don't
think
tell
we
you.
should think about the moments in which these things were used. We got the
The greatest Kamehameha wave was instant transmission. Kamehameha.
Look. For the purposes of this argument,
Oh.
I agree with you. For the purposes of this argument, I agree with you. Bro, that thing is used. It's so much. It's so versatile too, Santo. It could be funny. It could be serious. It could be somber. Like it's versatile, bro.
Man, this pose.
You know, so crazy. They based a whole
resonated in the
episode
Attack on
around
Titan
his instant
world.
transmission malfunctioning.
Yeah,
This pose
true.
resonated in the entire Attack on Titan world, man.
I need y'all to
said
hit the
what?
pose. Hit the damn pose.
Dang, bro.
I'm
Y'all ain't gonna
sorry.
hit the
I'm
pose. Yeah, we're
going
up. We
attack.
won. We won.
I'm going instant transmission.
Instant
So,
transmission.
It's a
bro.
tie. Break the
So
tie.
we got 4.
Ty, don't do it, bro.
Everybody
Don't
in Attack
do
on
it,
Titan.
bro.
Erwin, Levi.
Dedicate your heart, Ty.
Ty,
Dedicate your
don't
heart,
do it.
Ty.
It's so good. Vegeta had to get it. It's so good. Vegeta got it too now,
Set
Dedicate
your heart
your
ablaze,
heart.
Ty.
bro.
The anguish
Ty.
falling.
What is your heart?
Anguish falling,
No,
Ty.
no
What is your
way.
heart telling you?
No,
You're
way.
Disgusting.
inside.
It's not-
You have the
Disgusting.
inner
The
Nagarus.
problem is
Shoulders don't buckle or yield, Ty. Her shoulders-
it's the problem is that it's just
That's
I
why.
don't know.
That's why Krillin sucks. Tien is trash. This whole man, bro. I'm mad,
It's so
bro.
versatile, bro. You can
Bring
use
out
it
that inner
comedically.
Nagarus, man.
You can use it comedically. You can be serious with it. You can be loving with it. It's a versatile pose too, bro.
Yeah, so that just sounds like it don't really mean something. This
You're-
means something.
It
You're-
saves the
you're-
universe, Lottie.
You're,
It
you're,
saved the
you're,
universe.
you're,
It
dr-
means something.
you're drunk.
literally
You're
saved the
drunk in
universe.
a bar and you're getting a headache. What pose are you doing? You're doing this. Your girl's
Yes.
getting you mad. What are you doing? You're
Being
doing
equated
this.
to-
Instant transmissions because you're trying to.
Bro,
No.
e-
Lottie, you
every
never hit the scalp
everything.
pose for the
It's
table.
versatile. It is versatile.
versatile.
And
You're not-
let's
verse-
You've
you're
never
not-
hit the scalp
Let's go to
pose
the
for the
next
tail
one.
in your life and you
Go to
know
the
it.
next
Wait, Ty.
Never
What'd you
done it.
pick? What'd you pick?
I picked Attack on Titan.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Let's go.
Ty, don't talk to me for the next 25 minutes.
Just know that when you see this video again, Ty, just know this was your fault, bro.
Mhm.
No, you did the
Oh,
right.
yeah.
I mean, weren't there 2 other niggas that voted for? Hey man. Oh, Attack on Titan, bro. Come on.
I love the Kaneki
Okay,
finger,
AOT scout pose or Kaneki finger break.
AOT. Come on, bro. Let's stop this foolishness.
but I
AOT.
dedicate my heart, man. I'm sorry. Even though I love this pose, not gonna lie.
No, you don't.
I do.
My
My knuckles ain't need to be cracked, bro.
It's a
What's Uno pose?
it's a
Crazy Uno strike.
It's just when you like stare with like no emotion in your face. You just stare at somebody.
And you have like
Crazy.
7 grimoires for some reason, because you're the blessed guy. Yeah.
And they
Yeah.
say they don't hate Uno, by the way.
I literally
Crazy.
love Uno.
Right? Yeah, sure.
It was like a top 3 favorite character for you in Black Clover.
Top 3? I mean,
That's
Maybe
crazy.
top 5. I don't know.
top 5?
I'd have to go look. I'd have to go look.
It's top five.
You know it's
All
top
right,
five talks. I mean, I
Hating
guess.
for no reason.
You could name
Wow.
Lonnie. You could name 5 people you like more than right now if you want.
You definitely can.
You definitely can.
Julius.
They're just hating on for no reason.
Asta, Noel,
This-
Yami. That's the top three. We know they're better than right?
This is
You go
disgusting.
to Julius, and then you could throw in
Marileona.
You can throw in
That's it.
Magma.
That's it. That's 5 right there. You don't need no more.
Yuno's
You know
top
what I'm
10.
I mean,
I'm sorry,
he might be 10.
that wasn't
Hating.
He
for
might
no
be
reason.
10 at best.
Hating for no reason.
two. Give me 2
Mine-
points.
Dang.
Hating
Give
for
me
no
2
reason.
points. 2 points.
All right, next. Dang, that was a tangent. All right, next pose. FMA clap or Naruto run.
Give me 4 points.
Now I've given it the
6
respect it deserves, but let's get it out the tournament.
8 points.
People, whatever.
Nah, it deserved to make it out the first round, but nah.
Were people doing the FMA clap saying,
Yes,
"Oh,
I
FMA"?
was. Yes, I
those four were they doing the Naruto run?
I did more FMA.
They was getting roasted for doing the Naruto
They were
run.
just praying, Ty. They were just praying.
No, I was trying to use alchemy. I grew up in Full Metal. I was trying to use alchemy.
FMA clap wins,
Technically,
bro.
more people do the clap more than the Naruto run in the world.
Yeah, but it's not for FMA.
All right, so
The Naruto run.
all right, so we got the finals.
It should have been in
AOT scout pose or FMA clap.
This is tough. This is actually very hard. I really like both of these.
I'm being petty.
So so we got 2, 4, 2. This is tough. This is very tough. The clap is great, but the pose is great as well. Ty.
I'll go AOT.
This man, Ty, I swear. You saying the scout pose is the greatest pose of all time?
We only picked we picked like 10. I'm not saying listen, I don't like the matchups. So I'm blaming Riddell.
Blaming me is crazy.
You had a chance to do the right thing and you went against it. All your heart was telling you it's a transmission. All your heart was, and you went against it, and now you're feeling bad for it. I'm disappointed.
I'm not gonna lie, even though I love AOT, I'm going the clap.
Look at that. Even AOT guy says it's the clap.
I'm going the clap. I mean, the pose is better than instant transmission, but the clap.
Nah, we don't need to cap about that.
I mean, it's truth.
One of them just never mind. Let me stop. There's no point.
With that said, the greatest anime pose of all time is a Full Metal Alchemist clap. I think it's valid. It was very valid. Unless you 5. All right. With that said, let's dive right into some manga stuff. Let's go into read your scriptures. Tune in. Let's knock it. Now, before we get into some of the more nasty conversations that want to be taking place, I did want to ask a couple One Piece questions to people who are caught up with One Piece. This is in lieu of like me and Miles going over some of the One Piece SBSs and the interview and all that stuff. The recent chapter is also is pretty good too. But based off what the information we're giving, a couple of theories were brought out. So asking what y'all think about some of these. What do y'all think about the first question? Will Luffy free Loki?
Yes.
Yes. It's Luffy's nature. I don't see a situation.
The theme is freedom. So like I think, Oda likes to play with that. Like when he first met Zoro, he freed Zoro. And I like that's kind of Luffy's thing.
I will say this might be the first time he frees somebody and it goes wrong. There's a chance
That'd
for
be
that.
tough.
Like, and it like questions his morals and like it questions like what he thinks. Not that it'll change him, but like it'll be like a little test. It'll be like a little moral test for him to see like if what he's doing is like actually always the right thing. might be a good lesson for him.
Yeah. One thing that we were talking about, because we both agree that Luffy's probably going to do it as well, is that if Luffy does this, and I know Ty disagrees, but it is what it is. I think no with the statement I'm about to say. I still stand by the statement that Goku giving up the Senzu Bean was stupid. So, do we think this is going to be him freeing Loki is as bad as Goku giving up a Senzu Bean to Cell?
If you think him getting Sensei being with Cell, that's just a missing. I'm sorry, I can't do nothing for you. I can't do anything for you.
Right. Lonnie, what do you think?
About what exactly?
Do you think
Can I
that?
answer first?
I mean, you think both are going to be okay? I bet.
No. Me. I like the answer.
Ty, go ahead.
Oh well, so the Goku one has 0 negative repercussions. The Luffy one will have negative repercussions, so it's easily Luffy, not even close.
Okay.
If you understand the power scaling of Dragon Ball, you understand it has 0 negative repercussions.
All right. Lonnie, do you think that Luffy freeing Loki will be as bad or worse than Goku giving up a Senzu Bean to Cell?
Oh, I think it'll be worse.
Okay. I think it's going to be worse too. So when it comes down to it, I mean, I don't have to explain. Me and Tyler already went back and forth with something, so I'm not going to say it again. But Luffy freeing Loki, considering how bad Loki's potentially is and how strong he potentially is, I think it could be 100% worse as well. I think
now there is a chance that like Luffy like rails in Loki at the end, but I think like there's gonna be a lot of destruction and mayhem before then.
Luffy shouldn't do it in the first place. That's the point. Especially with someone who's this much of a threat to the entire world. It's tough.
Mm-hmm.
So the next question for mostly Ty and Lonnie, since you're caught up with the One Piece, do we think so? Based off the recent information from the interviews and the SBSs and the Beaver cards, there's Oda explains what happened at the Rocky Port incident, and at that incident, he explained that Blackbeard, Law, and Kobe, what they were doing there, who they were facing, and why they were there. So a theory came out when me and Miles were talking that Law is now on the run with Beppo. Now it makes the most sense now, instead of going for someone like Luffy or Shanks or anything, Law is going to meet up with Kobe, and Kobe and Law are going to return to the island from the Rocky Port incident, and they're going to face Blackbeard because they both have a reason to go there. Kobe with Garp and Law with his crew, and the fact that Blackbeard went after him. Do we think Law and Kobe are going to team up?
So here's the thing. I think, well, because Kobe's the new Garp, I think that I don't think he'd be 100% opposed to working with a pirate, because we know that Garp did with Roger and God Valley, right? But I think it would have to be someone like a Luffy opposed to a Law. I think Law might be too far outside that moral code or something that he doesn't have a connection with. So I'm wondering, would he actually team?
He does have a connection with Law, though.
Well, I'm saying like, or at least to the level of a Luffy. I'm making the connection. Like, I don't think that there are many pirates that Garp would have helped outside of like a Roger. Is more the bigger point I'm making. Like, I think would Kobe? Because he's trying to stop Luffy too. Would Kobe at this point? How much do you think he would assist a pirate?
Well, the thing is, because Kobe and Law worked together at the Rocky Port incident, and we know they worked together because not only did Oda elicit that they were all kind of working together to beat the Rocks pirate, but also the fact that because of this, Kobe became the hero and Law became a warlord. So they 100% worked together. So with that said, they would already be familiar with each other, and they both have a common goal in going after Blackbeard and saving people they care about. So
I'm saying at this point, do you think so?
Yeah, this is the perfect situation for it to happen.
Okay.
Kobe knows Law. He needs to save Garp. All that good stuff.
I could see them working together, but I could also see a point where like Kobe just got done fighting the Blackbeard Pirates. I mean, low-key, so did Law, and they might duke it out a little bit before they be like, oh, hey, maybe we should work together.
Maybe.
We shall see. Theory on the plate. That one is one I really liked. Another theory that came to the table is that Abari, remember who Abari is? The sword girl, the sniper girl who likes Kobe.
Mm-hmm.
So Miles came to the conclusion, based off information given based off her Viva card, she's more than likely related to Akainu.
Oh yeah, I heard about that.
What was on that? What was on that card?
She's the only one that talks in like a certain dialect.
Yes.
The only other person that talks in that dialect is Akainu.
Exactly. So now the interesting part about this is that if Hibari and Akainu are related, and Hibari is part of Sword, which is like its own thing, and it wants good things for, and Hibari likes Kobe, so the guy that stopped Akainu in the war, then I'm sure Akainu doesn't like. This is kind of alluding to the idea that will Kobe and Akainu team up in the future because of Hibari?
Something I've been thinking. I don't think it's out of the realm. Well, maybe Akainu specifically, that it might be a problem, but I'm having this idea that all the admirals are going to realize the world government ain't. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we already saw it with Kiji. We're seeing it with Kizaru in this recent arc. I think Akainu might be the last straw because he does believe in justice, but I don't think he would be. How okay would he be if he found out about like all the stuff that Emu was doing? You know what I'm saying?
I
don't know.
I agree.
And so I think when that comes to light, I think he might flip. So.
No, I'm with you. Me and Miles agreed. We both think that all the admirals are going to flip, even the guy with the allegations. I'll just leave it there. With that said, there's also one last One Piece question I have for you is Dragon in the Viva card or Dragon in the Q&A has basically been confirmed that he's not a deadbeat, that he loves his family. He's not Yasop at all. He actually cares about Luffy. So, is Dragon meeting up with Luffy the most hype anime family moment of all time?
It will be.
It will be. And if they fight together,
that's gonna be fire.
I need them to fight someone together. Jump by Kainu together or something.
Because I'm thinking like of all moments. Like, let's think about it. Like, all moments of, like, family reuniting or meeting for the first time. Naruto Minato is up there, obviously.
Mm-hmm.
But do we think Luffy and Dragon is better than Naruto and Minato?
If they're going to save Garp together, I say yes.
I think I think it's more so the manner. Because, like, he met him again in the war, but I think them meeting in the pain arc was kind of like a way to ease into it. And I think also their dynamics so different. Luffy, like Naruto longed for parents, and I mean Luffy didn't want to be alone either. But at this point, I don't know if he cares. Like, oh, I didn't know my dad. Like, I don't think he really cares about that. So I think this would be interesting to see them interact.
You know what? Now this just made me think of like a mini gauntlet, another one. So we did that one, Naruto and Minato. Dragon and Luffy, or Eren and Grisha?
As far as what? Like,
what was more hype to see them finally interact? Again.
I mean, Grisha was like a crazy twist that no one saw coming.
That was insane.
That was like a plot twist. So I don't know what Luffy and Drac has in store. We just know that it's going to be interesting to see why he gave Luffy up. I mean, obviously to protect him, but that backstory of him and that's probably gonna be a very, very heartwarming. That's gonna pull on the heartstrings type of backstory, I think. So
yeah, I'm assuming it might be something like, oh, like the mom died because of Dragon, and that's why he stayed away from Luffy, yada yada. Like maybe something like that.
Well, Oda actually answered that the reason why he stayed away is because he was the most wanted man, so he just stood away because they would come after Luffy and his family.
I still want to know who the hell his mom is.
Oh, for sure. I'm 100% with you. Okay, Dragon and Luffy or Gon and Jing.
Gon and Jean is one of the most anticlimactic. Nigga, why are you here?
I think there's more to going in June, so that's why I think because we know he wanted going to find him. Like if he didn't, he wouldn't give him clue. I think he wanted going to be a capable hunter. So I think that might be Luffy and Dragon though.
Yeah, I'm gonna go Luffy. And Dragon.
Considering when they're meeting in the climax of the story.
True. Well, I guess you could say it's the climax of the anime because I got it back. But no, I'm with you. Especially since Dragon actually cares about his son. So last one. Dragon and Luffy or Natsu and Igneo.
Those are kind of similar.
Yeah, I say Dragon Luffy's better because like Natsu and Igneo, like he has some memories got erased, but he still had like a lot of memories and moments with Igneo before he disappeared into his body and all that other stuff. So I feel like it's less because no one really saw him meeting Igneo again. We all just assumed that they died, and then they did the whole thing where like they were hiding inside their bodies the whole time. But all the time during fights and things like that, like there were flashbacks and things like that of Natsu learning things from Igneo. So I don't think it's. I feel like it's like I feel like it's different.
Yeah, I think I take Luffy and Dragon too.
No, I'm with you. I'm with you. All right. With that said, go into your Berserk craziness, or we could do Blue Lock real quick, but you can do Berserk craziness. Actually, just go into your Berserk craziness. Go ahead. Do it.
You want me to start off?
Hey, do what you got to do, man.
So I was talking to Random the other day, and because Vinland Saga, like they just announced how they only have a few more chapters left, and I got thinking like, oh, Berserk eventually is going to end, and it got me thinking about the final encounter, which will be, of course, Casca, Guts, and Griffith. We all know that there's going to be a final battle, and most likely, at least we're assuming, Griffith is going to lose. But my question is, if he's on his dying breath, do Casca and Griffith forgive him? And does this become like a revenge? Does this end up just being the ultimate revenge story with like forgiveness at the end? Or does this become just straight up hands only? Fuck Griffith. I want Griffith to die the most gruesome, worst way possible. I'm making that very clear. I do not want any type of forgiveness or reconciliation, or I don't want no Yuji and Sakuna moment where he's like, yo, I forgive you. Da, 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 da. I don't want none of that. I want none of that. But knowing Japanese culture, knowing how some stories are, how some stories are about forgiveness and letting things go, et cetera, especially in all these seinen anime and manga. Can we see Guts after defeating Griffith and killing him, letting it go and forgiving him?
Do you want to go first, Ty?
Go ahead.
Oh, and if he does, how would you feel about the story as a whole? How would it affect your view on Berserk as a whole?
Look, Ty and I have been the biggest proponents of Berserk having the most Disney ending of all time. I don't even think anybody's been forgiven in the story. Like, I can't think of a single time where somebody forgave somebody for something in the story. Like, it would make absolutely no sense that at the end, Guts is like, yeah, man, you only killed my second family. You literally raped my girl in front of me, ripped my arm off, branded me with a curse mark that I was always attacked by demons. Then I went on this big old boat ride, got my girl's brain back that you broke, and then you took her like 15 minutes after she was fine. Then I had to go to another place. I was in prison. You lead your army against this army. We finally meet. I finally let it all out, and I beat you. And I'm just gonna be like, yeah, man, I know you're about to die, but we cool now. It's never gonna happen. Never.
Mm-mm.
Never. They walk away, and like maybe Rickard forgives them, and even then, that wouldn't happen. But Guts is never gonna forgive Griffith. It'd also be my problem. I don't even think Griffith would apologize either. He's like, this is how I got my kingdom. It would never happen. That's just
Yeah, I don't see it happening either. And I think it brings up the question: can you be healed without necessarily? Can you move on without like fully forgiving somebody? Like you like go about your life and be happy, even though this person that wronged you, like you haven't like forgiven them for it or forgot it.
I think they would though.
Yeah, no, I'm not. That's I'm saying. I'm not saying what they're gonna do. I'm saying that begs the question: can you do that? That's what I'm saying. Like, can you be healed and not forgive somebody? I think they can.
The way the story has kept them apart for so long, Ty, and I understand that Casca was there with them, but she wasn't there. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's why I'm saying I don't think they're gonna forgive Griffith, or if they do, it won't be mentioned. Because I think that if you want to say like from a subtext perspective, did they forgive him? If they're like moved on, like I think if it happens, it won't be something that's actually said in the text. It'll be more subtext. They're living a happy life. They're healed, so you can say, well, technically they forgave him because they're healed now. But I just don't think it would be like a focus, like a, hey man, I forgive you for this specifically. You know what I'm saying? I think of it as like think Ichigo and like Ukiura, for just to throw an example out there of a character. Like, did he just sit down and forgive Ukiura, or did like he like, dang man, like he's gone. He's not mad at Ukiura anymore, but it's not like
I mean, or he may like kind of forgave him at the end. If you saw
I'm using. We can use Grimjaw. It just the point I'm making is like, even if you want to say Ichigo's moved on, the forgiveness aspect isn't a focus. If that makes sense, it's not like
that makes sense.
You know what I'm saying? It's not. Even if you can say again, some from a subtext perspective, he forgave them because he moved on. But I just don't think it's going to be a focus at all. And if it, to answer a lot of your question, if it did happen, I would have a lot of questions. Mm-hmm. Not from the perspective of, if something like that happens, you can forgive somebody. For example, if someone endures what a Casca has endured, there have been stories of people that forgave the people that did that to them. So I'm not saying that forgiveness is. Because I'm a Christian, I believe in forgiveness, but more so where the story's been going, there's no seeds been planted of that, right? Like it's been seeds planted of letting go of hatred, but forgiveness aspect of it hasn't just been a massive focus. And I think you would need to build up to that. Like, for example, Naruto, the big story is about forgiveness. So I don't know if that has been a focus enough for the conclusion to be that. So
if they were able to spend any meaningful time together after Casca's head was fixed, maybe you could have that conversation. But there's a reason why the story keeps them apart from each other as much as they have. So they'll just move on, and it's gonna be one of those where they'll never, like 20 years from now in Berserk, they're never gonna outright hate Griffith, but like you can not hate somebody but never forgive them.
Yeah, and that's how I think it's gonna be.
Yeah.
Like, I think they're gonna overcome their hatred, but like it's like, yeah, we're happy we killed that guy, We're happy.
But also like Leroy said, like I don't even think Griffith's gonna ask for forgiveness. We thought the Shigaraki stand was great. Griffith's gonna be like, you think I'm gonna say I got what I wanted? It's like I finally got my kingdom. He's like me, even like Casca and Guts forgiving Griffith. If Griffith asked for forgiveness, that would ruin him for me in a way. That's not who he is.
I can't see him asking. I could also, like I said, I'm with you. I don't want this. I want them to be playing whoop that trick while they're stomping on Griffith. I want him to be done dirty, like dirty. You know how I feel about it. But based off like who we know is writing it, like how some of these stories unfold, there's always the chance of like even if it's not like forgiveness per se, it could be like, oh, like they come to a point where like to beat him, we can't have like this hate in our heart. Like we're killing him, but we're gonna let go of that hatred to get the job done. It's kind of like what's happening in Arcane, where V's like, yo, my sister died a long time ago. That's not my sister anymore. So take the shot if you need to take the shot. It's more of like ending they're ending the tragedy, and they already let go of the person. They already did all that.
If you
if there ends
count
up being a
that,
situation like that, I could see that happening.
if you count that as forgiveness, then more power to you. That's not forgiveness in my eyes.
Even if there's not forgiveness, I could see a situation where Guts lets go of his hatred.
No,
to get the
I
job.
think that's pretty sure a given, because it's just like we've seen him when he's at his worst is when he's that hateful, when he's at his worst. So he did all this. So that's why even now when we got all the lore about the first Baki Rock and all that in the latest episode, and then you still see Guts. It's amazing how much they keep holding Guts off into affecting the story, Ty. They just keep holding him off, and we're learning more about the Kushian culture and this. And even though the literal devil or God is bringing his army to your doorstep, you still got enough time to complain about who leads the armies. We don't got time for this. And then they do, of course, pop out of his back, and everybody gets killed. But I'm very last panel of Guts like that. Is that the Beast Ty? Is that the Beast of Darkness? Is that Guts? What's going on here? Because last time I saw that was like that I can definitely remember is Black Swordsman art. Wait, where that face came out. So I'm very curious about what happens, because they're gonna have to get him out. The dude's putting in work right now with all the generals in the meeting room. So I'm just gonna go and get him, and then we'll see what happens.
See what happens, man.
I mean, there is an extra wrinkle into this, which makes Lonnie's point a little bit more nuanced, and that's Moonlight Boy and his connection with Griffith. In this situation, when you know Moonlight Boy is connected to Griffith, and let's say the story ends where the Moonlight Boy and Griffith combine, are you okay with the kid? Or you say, do you forgive the kid? You're like, oh, you're connected to Griffith. Am I okay with you? Do you kill the kid?
Ironically, I think I'm, but Berserk is telling me I don't think the Moonlight Boy makes it. I don't think he makes it to the end of the story. I think they honor him, but I don't think he makes it.
If he does make it and Griffith comes, they're not gonna kill a kid.
Yeah,
you're not doing
the only
that.
thing, they'll probably do something to split them off.
That's what I think.
From each other. Yeah. If not, he's just not gonna make it. Like maybe he sacrifices himself so that Griffith can die or something like that. Which is a shame, because I would like for like a teen or even a like preteen Moonlight Boy walking around protecting like his two little sisters or something in the Disney ending that we want. But I just don't think he's gonna make it.
I mean, I think at the end of the day, there is some validity with that extra nuance with Moonlight Boy, because at some point, if it is a situation where Griffith and Moonlight Boy and they combine because they are kind of like the same person, or it's something like the Moonlight Boy is the weakness of Griffith, and you have to combine them to officially kind of get rid of the worst parts of Griffith, and this is like the best parts of Griffith. Like, there's subtle instances of like obviously Griffith being a terrible person, but also him wanting something else in terms of a peaceful life. He wanted Kafka, of course. So we'll see. I don't want Griffith to get peace either. He sucks, but I mean,
there's too much. If Ty, they're gonna have to sell me on why Griffith lives. After all,
who wants him? Who say
no? Because like let's just say Riddell's thing happens where he fully combines with Moonlight Boy. They know it, and like Guts can't take the shot. I just don't see how Griffith lives. He's done so much. I don't know how you get to the end of the story and Griffith's still alive, and the author's like, "I did a good job here."
No, he's gonna die.
He's gonna die.
Yeah, he has to die.
He has to.
Yeah. He at this point he needs to die, or he's gonna rule the world.
Or else, if not, Charlotte gonna sneak him one day. Watch, Princess Charlotte gonna do it.
He has to die.
There's so many people who, if they got the kill, it makes sense. Obviously, Guts, yeah. Kafka's my pick, Ty. Kafka gets the kill because she's the one. She never fought back against him before, and for her to
Deserve
get the kill would be
Like I said, whoop that trick. Like that needs to be playing in the background. They need some theme music.
Rickard would be interesting because he finally fought back. Charlotte sneaking him, I think, in the middle of a fight would be interesting because once everybody figures out the whole truth and Charlotte sees the whole truth, I think she's gonna be horrified. Man,
As long as they pack him up,
pack him up. People grabbing tickets to get their turn.
No, I'm with you. Yeah, we'll see. I mean, the recent Berserk chapter was good. Hey, man, that art top tier per usual.
Mm-hmm.
That art.
I was surprised we got two so quickly back to back.
It's locked in. I respect it.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely setting everything up. It seems like Guts is about to go crazy. You know, Guts is about to be on timing. So we here.
Ty, you think
be
that's
good.
the beast of darkness in that face, or you think that's him?
It's probably the Beast of Darkness.
Just let him out for a little. Like I think the author should let him run around for a little bit because he's been finally waiting for this chance to sneak him. You know, and that's when he finally made his move. But who knows? Who knows? W Berserk talk though.
I was for the next one. How do y'all feel about the new Chainsaw Man chapter?
I thought it was good.
Hey, Denji said it himself. Denji said himself, as long as there's food and women, he good. He good. As long as there's food and women in the world, he got something to live for. That's something I can get behind.
I mean, but also I think, how can I describe this? I think that's what I think I have for a long time, and we gotta be mature about this. As long as we're mature, we're fine. I think this is such a case of what happens when someone's exposed to these type of things very early.
I agree.
And I think Fujimoto's done such a good job of writing, especially a young man being exposed early, and how people react to it, like being very hypersexual, being rationalizing things that shouldn't be rationalized, that are inappropriate. Like it makes sense. And then also coming to understand that once you've been exposed and you've been on pretty much got into that lifestyle, understand that it's holding you back and it's actually hindering the life that you want to live. And how it can affect your sexual discipline, and then developing that trying to develop sexual discipline at such a young age is what Denji's trying to do. Because the one thing he talked on one of the recent chapters, like, I can't control. He's basically how he can't control himself, and now it's ruining his life. That's a very real deal. Like when people don't lack sexual discipline, how it can affect a lot of poor decisions they make. There is somebody right now. What time is it? 10. I said this earlier. One time it's 10:59 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. There's somebody out there making a poor decision right now. It's a lack of sexual discipline right now. I'm dead. I'm not joking. And so
I agree.
And so Fujimoto's deciding to write a character like that. I think that's so interesting. He's doing a really good job with it. And I think as long as he's painting these things in a bad light too, whether it be the lack of sexual discipline, whether it be taking advantage of people, whether it be grooming. He's doing a good job of it. So
for me, I mean, what I take from Denji is that I think he, for the most part, is aligned, or he basically acts based off pure like humanistic instincts, and a lot of those things in its bare bones is like, and it brought up in this recent chapter, is eating good food, right? Just eating food, survival instinct, and reproducing, which is the sexual stuff you're talking about, is also part. These are base. This is like the base level of like what humans want, and this in hyper. If it is like hyper focus, you get like the worst of people, right? So that's why the lust and greed and gluttony is sin, of course. So Denji, especially at the beginning where he had like no life, no purpose, no meaning, no structure, no way of knowing anything, he was an idiot. He was a blank canvas. So all he had was his basic instincts. And now with all these different life experiences, it seems like he's getting to understand who he is and understand what these things are. Like, I don't want to just eat food. I want to eat good food. There's some good food. There's great things. I don't want to just be with anybody. There's some great women, of course. That's another part of the instinct that he's kind of playing into. So I think Denji's just kind of evolving as a human and understanding why he wants what he wants and why he likes what he likes. Because before he's kind of just like an idiot and just went through the motions and people told him how to live. So even though Denji's not one of my favorite characters, I think Denji at this point is growing to be a character who, especially now in the recent chapter, he came up with a plan by himself. Oh my goodness. He's becoming his own individual human and an own individual person, which will be good for his character moving forward.
I agree. The way Fujimoto writes him, I think, is done really well because he starts off with just a character that wants like the basic necessities in life or the basic wants in the life, but like glorifies some basic things in such a crazy way. Which that's what drew me to Denji. Is like, he just wants like the basics. He's not like, he doesn't want to be Hokage. He doesn't want to be the greatest hero. He doesn't want to save the world. He just wants a decent life. And then you get to see how he hyper focuses on it in like a lot of the wrong ways and unhealthy ways. And he's starting to self-reflect, and he's starting to actually grow as an adult and like learning that like, maybe the basic things that I wanted aren't what's best for me. And maybe I need to like set my own boundaries. Maybe I need to like change my approach on things and want more for myself than just the basics, because he grew up with nothing. And so what we consider nothing, he considered everything. And now that he's out of that lifestyle, he's finally realizing like, there's more to life than those basic things. So I love his writing. I think that he's a very complex and diverse character, and I do like the fact that he's continuing to grow. So
I think he has such. Also, one last thing. I think it's one thing I think is important for character writing is like the wants and needs, and then those two things being in conflict. Like for example, Sasuke. When a character has something they want, they get something they need to, they overcome it with the need, and it helps them get the goals. Like for example, Sasuke wants revenge, right? But he needs love, and once he overcomes that want for revenge, he actually gets the love that he needs. So I think that Denji, he wants things like sex and things like that, but what he needs is genuine connection. And so when he overcomes those urges and able to form, he'll get what he needs. I think it's really good. I think it's really good, man.
Hey man, shout out Denji for not being as much of an idiot anymore. You know what I'm saying? Solid man, solid dude. To kind of wrap things up, Santo, I know you wanted to bring up Blue Lock.
Yeah, on the latest chapter of Blue Lock, I wanted to know because they introduced the talented learner versus the genius. Genius with just having physical abilities and just tapping into that at an early stage versus someone who doesn't have all the natural gifts and has to adapt and not just imitate, but try to figure out a way to get to that same level. What do you guys think of Ego putting both of them, or the manga showing to both of them being on the same level, or on the same, like this, pretty much the same level?
I kind of like it. It's pretty. I think it's actually a bit more realistic than we may think. Because if you think about sports, like if you think about like actual sports, there are people who aren't as gifted that are better people that are way more gifted than them, based on the things they've seen other people do and incorporate into their game. So, I mean, it's possible.
I think in terms of impact, I think it's very realistic for those to be equatable. But the point of Blue Lock is to be the best singular striker, and I don't think you can do that if someone is just more talented and they're talented in learning as well. The the perfect example, because I don't think football is a good example of it because the sport works a little bit different. So I thought of it like, okay, basketball, because I don't know anything about soccer or football. My thing is basketball. One example that I thought of is like a talented genius would be something like Stephen Curry. You're not going to be able to shoot like Stephen Curry no matter what you do, no matter what you do. And then a talented learner I thought of was like Draymond Green. He's not that skilled when it comes to certain aspects. Obviously, he's more skilled than the average person, but everything that he's good at is something that he learns, and that learning how to be a player is how he's able to allow Steph to be the greatest version of himself, which is like a key point that they're bringing up in this in the last couple chapters. So
wouldn't like a Luka be like a talented learner though? He said that like he's not.
No,
I think,
Wait, why
he's
not?
a talented genius because being at his size, being able to pass and shoot, I think is just talented genius. Because 6'7" thick guards that moves the way Luka they don't exist like that. So I'm thinking of people
6'7",
like,
6'7". But no, the problem is that 6'7" guards are a dime a dozen these days.
but 6'7" and doing what Luka does isn't. Because the aspects that I'm thinking of is your body plus the talent that is attributed to the body that you're with.
No, but a lot of it is just skill. Like talented learners take, like for example, he said that he watched people like LeBron. That's him learning from someone that is a genius, right? That isn't as naturally gifted, and taking that and incorporating it into his game.
But also other aspects when it comes to a skill set of a sport that is highly undervalued and not really considered is hand-eye coordination, feel for the game. These are things that are inherent. Not everybody can adopt these abilities regardless of how much they learn about the game. So that's why I wouldn't consider it, because being the size of Luka, yes. Being the size and being able to do what he does on the court, no.
And that's the reason why I brought up the question, because yes, I can see how both of them would find success based on what they showed regarding Kaiser now being revealed as a talented learner versus a genius, which I kind of didn't like personally. I mean, it was okay, but to hold them on the same level, on the same playing field, I just don't see it. I don't see how someone that is a talented learner being on the same level or the same pay on the same, if we're putting them on the same level, I just don't see it that way.
Well,
I don't see how somebody like I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, go ahead, Santo.
I just don't see how someone, you have your geniuses with talent, physical ability, like let's say like a LeBron, or like how Riddell said, like a Luka. You have somebody like, I mean, we brought him up, like Draymond Green, who does a lot of great things. He's very intelligent. He adapts to whatever system is around him, but I never see him being on the same level as those other two guys, regardless of how intellectually sound he is or whatnot.
Well, I guess, but here's my thing though, right? And this is why I'm saying, like, I think it's relative to the pop, like because I get it, like 6'7" guard sounds crazy, but like in the current state of basketball, it's not. So, for example, right, I think that you could throw Jordan and Kobe as one. Jordan genius, Kobe talented learner, because Kobe does not have anywhere near his athleticism. Well, I mean, he kind of did, but like Jordan's athleticism was crazier. And he literally studied, because I don't think that talented learner doesn't mean you have no talent. Like, doesn't mean that you're not athletic at all. Doesn't mean that you don't have skill at all. It's just that geniuses have just a higher tier of natural ability than you. Doesn't mean you don't have any natural ability. It just means they have a higher tier. And then you see what they're doing, and then you break it down to a way that anyone can learn it. Kobe's game, when Kobe broke Jordan's game down, it's something that anyone can learn, like a DeMar DeRozan, like a Kyrie. Like, you can break down the way he like attacked and scored, that anyone can then take and do. That's what Kobe did. So that's what I'm saying. He's a talented learner, even though he's gifted. That's that, and you know what I'm saying? And he's less gifted than Jordan, but he broke down that, put it in his game, and not everyone's doing it, which is what talented learners do. They make it understandable for the mass, and that's why I think Kobe would be a talented learner, and he's on Jordan's level.
Yeah, I completely disagree with Kobe being a talented learner,
but
I see what you're saying in terms of the talented
I
learner.
feel like he's the exact definition.
He
No.
he literally is.
He's he's a talented genius who learns extremely well. Kobe Bryant is still one of the best shot makers we've ever seen.
Yes,
Wait, talented learner doesn't mean you're not as good. Like that's why
But there's there's a distinction for a reason in Blue Lock.
What's the distinction?
It's distinguishing natural ability that cannot
Okay.
be taught. Kobe also has natural ability that can't be taught. It's just
Like
that
what?
his shot making ability.
Why can't why not?
that was literally he literally
level.
Wait,
No,
what? Wait, why
he
can't
literally
he?
actually but Kobe actually said that that was something that he learned. Like
Yeah, I'm gonna say there are learning how to make
I'm a big Kobe guy. When he was a rookie, he
hold on a
was
second,
going up
right
against
there,
like
right
Van
there.
Exel and Brian Murphy, like all these guards. They said that we would destroy him like during like summer practice. We would destroy him for weeks, and then he would stay after practice for like weeks and weeks, and then next thing you know, like a month later,
because he was
learned,
19.
he learned all their moves and he started destroying them. That's
Yeah,
that's
He was 19. What
not
are we
only that,
talking about?
Lonnie, hold on a second. Being
my
able to make
God.
tough shots, like a lot of the tough shots I've seen Kobe do, I've seen other players do. You will not see a bunch of players jumping from the free throw line like Jordan. That is like
Zach Levine did it.
that's
Hold
one
on a second.
person.
Yeah, I'll say how many.
Dominic Wilkins did it.
Wait, hold on, wait, Riddell. You are
Derrick
you are
Jones
100%
Jr.
more
did it.
likely. Wait, hold on a
Like
second.
out of thousands of people.
What's more likely is people being able to jump than people to be able to make tough shots like Kobe as consistently as he does.
Wait. No, wait. Hold on a second. It's no one's Riddell. You see, let me finish my point so you can understand what I'm saying. Because no one is saying that it's not about them consistently doing as much as Kobe. It's not what I said. What I'm saying is that what Kobe does, it is something more understandable that you can actually learn how to make tough shots. No matter what you do, could you do it as consistently? Obviously not. But that is something that can actually be broken down and taught. You can't teach someone to have a 45-inch vertical. That's something you just can't teach it. Either like you can train it and things like that, but you can train people how to do like a reverse pivot fadeaway. You can just actually teach that. You literally can. You literally can. You can't teach somebody to do it.
That's like people jumping from the free throw line. That's like a 0.001 percentile athlete.
Kobe Bryant is also a 1% type athlete too. But the thing is, everything in pro sports technically can be taught. The thing is, when you're doing the things that we're talking about at the most important moments and as consistently in the game, those are the difference makers. Everybody can do a step back shot. Everybody can pass behind the back. But doing it in the game as consistently in the biggest moments, that's not something people can just do.
That is not.
You can't. That is the point, because you're just talking about you're isolating the skill, but that's irrelevant because you can isolate tough shot making, but in game isolating tough shot making is not a thing. You can't isolate like that and make shots like Kobe did in game.
The problem with that is that even in the context of Blue Lock, I got you. Even in the context of Blue Lock, a lot of things that Isaki does in game, not a lot of people can do. But that doesn't mean he's not a talented learner, because not everyone can do it in the situation that he does it. It's just about taking what geniuses do and then making it understandable. That's what makes it a talented learner. Was Kobe doing more understandable? Can you break it down? Like, can you break down the footwork? Can you break down the shot making? Can you break it down? Yes. Can it be understandable? You can't break down 45-inch vertical. Like, you just can't.
You can. So if you're saying go ahead.
No, I just think the Kobe example is I don't think it's correct. I mean, aside from jumping ability, Kobe was more athletically gifted than Michael Jordan.
Then go Steph Curry.
No.
Steph Curry.
His first, he was not as fast as Jordan either. He wasn't.
He was legit faster than Jordan. The only thing athletically that Jordan had was bigger hands and a 48-inch vert. Other than that, side-to-side speed, downhill speed, and acceleration was Kobe Bryant.
All right, so let's do Steph Curry and Trae
Young Kobe, yes.
Can you teach someone what Steph Curry can do?
You can teach anything on the basketball court. The point is replicating it at the same level is the impossibility. That's the genius part because nobody
I
can.
agree. You can teach somebody to try run around the court like Steph does, but that's special. Not alone the shot making, the way he's always constantly move. Bro, he sent Dellavedova to the hospital.
But
Send him
here's
to
the
hospital.
problem. Wait. But here's the problem with this, like doing it consistently, because Isagi is a talented learner, and he is about to in the story, he will be the greatest striker in the world. He'll be the world best striker. That means that no one is doing what he's doing consistently. But it doesn't mean he's not a talented learner. Like just because no one could do it like you doesn't disqualify you from that. If the story is leading him to him being the best striker in the world.
See, that's
So
why.
no one be doing what he does consistently.
But that's why, for someone like me, I'm not going to speak for anybody else. That's why I have a problem. That's why when it comes to Isagi, it's hard for me to see unless he gets a unrealistic learning like talent. It's hard for me to see how he's going to close the gap as of right now. That's the biggest thing in the story right now. How he's going to close the gap to these geniuses who are also learning from their game and growing from their game. What would have to be indicated or what would have to be insinuated is Usagi either obtained something or his learning processing is the greatest we've ever seen. Because as of right now, I don't see how he closes that gap.
He's already closed the gap though. He's been competing with Bar and like he's number 2 in blue in New Eagles League. He's already closed the gap.
But you know what I mean though.
I don't. Amongst his peers, he's among. No, I'm being so genuine. Amongst his peers, he's one of the top tiers.
So why do you think Isagi made it a point to note the difference between himself and the other people who are naturally gifted?
Because they have things he doesn't.
That's what I'm referring to.
I know, I understand, but he still, even though they have things he does not, he still has closed the gap already. Like amongst his peers, not obviously not. Excuse me.
I agree. Close, but what I'm talking about is not closing, not surpassing. To be the best, you have to surpass everybody.
No, sure, but the only person he hasn't passed yet is Ren.
He's surpassed Noah?
No, I'm talking. No, I'm talking about amongst his peers.
Okay, my fault.
Oh, but we're talking about the best striker in the world. That's
I know, but I understand that. But what I'm saying is that we're judging him against his peers. Like obviously, we're not be judging him against the players that are pros right now because we're assuming that by the time he gets to that point, that a lot of these players might have fizzled out by now. We're talking about the group he's in, and as they rise up to be in the professional, compete in the professional field. I'm assuming that the gap that he has with them right now is going to be relatively the same as they become pros. This is a safe assumption.
Yeah, that again, I mean, I stand on what I said earlier that I need to see what he does to kind of reach that point because right now it seems like there is a what's the best phrase? There's a ceiling based off his current physical attributes. And that these geniuses are allowed to go above because of their training and everything. How is he going to surpass the ceiling? Is the question.
So you do think that Steph's a talented learner?
Right, yeah.
I feel like he surpassed a lot of geniuses in his field.
What the point they're making in the recent chapters is that these geniuses have another level that he can't reach because he's also not a genius. That's what Rin has finally unlocked.
No, I understand that, but Steph Curry reached a level as a talented learner that geniuses will never reach.
I don't think Steph is a talented learner, but
I just asked you. You said yeah. What?
No, I said genius. I said genius. I don't know. I don't know.
Did I? I just asked like 5. It's okay.
I think you might have misunderstood what you said.
Maybe.
You did say you did ask if he was a talented learner, and Riddell did say yes. But Riddell's original statement was that Steph Curry is a genius.
Oh, I must have missed it. Yeah, my bad.
It's okay, Riddell. I forgive you.
I don't know. I just personally don't see how they put them on equal playing field because it reminded me of Kuroko no Basket when Taiga and Himuro Tatsuya he's literally the best. He does everything, all the fundamentals, everything perfectly, but Kagami just completely showed that he was on a different level because he reaches a peak that he just doesn't surpass. He to me was like a talented learner, and Kagami was the genius, the athletic. They have just that extra gear, which relating it to Blue Lock, Isagi kind of hit that ceiling, and they're just, I feel like they're just going to do what they usually do, like formula puzzle piece here, and now he's just more physically gifted than Kaiser, and now he's keeping up with Noah. That's what I don't like.
I'm with you. And also, I do want to make a distinction for Kai and Sauce. For me, the reason why I don't think they're comparable and the reason why I use basketball as an example is because basketball requires you to do multiple things on the court. For something like football, Tom Brady only has one job as being quarterback, right? So I think you can hone in on very specific skills. So that's why I think it's a bit different and harder to compare to a soccer and a basketball. Similar with volleyball too.
I think quarterback's the wrong position though. You have to do so much as a quarterback. Though.
Wait, I have a question. Do y'all think that Tom Brady's a talented learner?
But that's why I brought up what I brought up. I don't think that football is comparable because of what I just said earlier.
I'm just saying,
if you chose another position besides, no, if you chose another position besides quarterback's the one where you have to do so much on the field.
I'm just saying, would Tom Brady be a talented learner?
I think so.
And y'all think he's the GOAT, right?
No, I think Mahomes. But at the same time,
then
we have
wait, hold on a second.
Hold on. No, let me answer. If I was going to use semantical things, which I don't think it's semantics, but I think it's important to consider when it comes to playing sports at a high level, I would say the ability to process the field and read defenses at Tom Brady's level is genius level. I can't name maybe Peyton Manning that's able to do it at the same level as Tom Brady. And that is a huge component.
Isn't that equivalent to metavision? Because all the people with metavision are talented learners that we know of. Isn't that the equivalent of metavision?
It's the metavision.
But there's a different level. Like Tom Brady's understanding of the game is at a whole different level than someone like let me think of a Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott can still read the field. He can still read defenses, but being able to do what Tom Brady does as a quarterback in particular, and able to read the field, read defenses, and process the way he does at such an elite level. No, I don't think you can compare it to that one.
I see what you're saying. It's so in Blue Lock it would be equivalent to Isagi's metavision versus what's the guy hair over his face? Nico. There's difference.
Yeah, there's a difference.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think in the context of Blue Lock, what Tom Brady be doing would simply be metavision. Like that's just.
So if I were to use your analogy, there's fast people in Blue Lock. What's his red hair guy name?
Chigiri.
And then there's Julius. They're both fast, but there's different levels of speed.
No, that's fine.
Both have metavision. Tom Brady has genius level metavision.
But the problem is in the concept of Blue Lock, metavision is what talented learners have. Like that is, it's not like we at least not yet. We haven't seen like metavision be used as this makes someone a genius like just yet.
But that's based off the context of the understanding of someone who's learning football at the level of Asagi. We still don't know another level of understanding the sport. At the end of the day, in order to be a pro, you have to understand the sport to a certain level. The next level, the genius level, is able to understand it at like 4D chess level.
I guess my problem is like when Isai becomes the best striker in the world, he will have the Tom Brady level of like metavision, for lack of a better word.
But that's why it's not comparable, because the difference is that the quarterback position is isolated. What Asagi is going to have to do on the field is also play defense, dribble, and also make shots and make passes. He has to be able to do everything on the field. Tom Brady can hyper focus on one thing. That's why I don't think it's comparable. That's why I use basketball as an example.
It's not about one-to-ones, but I'm just saying that like we would think of Mahomes as a genius or A-Rod as a genius, but you would think of Tom Brady as a talented learner.
I think
I think
yeah,
about
I agree with that because it all depends on where you've been, where you I guess what the NFL thinks of you. Because I think anybody, if they had a second chance from that draft, you'd be like, let's not even waste time. Pick Tom Brady #1, but you also got to account for situation or organization, things like that. The only reason I keep fighting back against you saying quarterback because you have to hyper focus. You have to worry about so many things. If you said like a running back or even a receiver, I'm cool with that. But as a quarterback, you're reading the ball downfield, you're calling plays, you're watching the pass rush. That's just a few things that you're doing. You're trying to decide how you're going to throw the ball over there. There's so many things you have to do. That's why I'm fighting against it. Like quarterback's just the one. There's reasons why people say that's the toughest position to play in American sports.
But the point I'm making is not to say one is harder than the other. The point I'm making is to talk about the responsibility you have in your particular sport. Whereas soccer and basketball, you're responsible for everything. Football, you're responsible for one job. So that's the only point that I'm making. This is why it's not comparable.
I mean, I once again, quarterback is just the wrong one. I understand it's not as noticeable for you be able to cover for your defense, but if you're in a shootout and your defense needs a break, the next offensive drive you're working a little slower, so you give your defense a chance to catch their breath before you go, or you're trying to salt the game away. Like there are different things you can do as a quarterback that I understand it's not as outright like it doesn't look as impactful because he's not out there covering Debo Samuel in the slot, but he's still being able to help his defense.
I think Randall, I think you're missing Riddell's point. Yes,
okay.
Yes, he has different aspects of the game that he does have to worry about, but at the end of the day, he only has to play quarterback. In a sport like basketball, yes, you have to play point guard, but at times you're guarding against the 5, against the 4. In soccer, you're a striker, but at times you're back there when it's a free kick or a penalty kick, and you're in your own box playing as a defender. Like they don't have to worry about these things.
Okay, never mind. That makes
sense. That's But I mean, we'll see what comes to Asagi. It's possible that he gets like uber, super duper, extra, extraordinary, super saiyan meta vision. So it's like, I guess. But then at that point, you have to explain to me like how this guy is able to learn so much better than everybody else. Because it seemed like he was just a normal guy at the beginning. That's one thing.
That's my biggest thing. Explain that though. I think they're
not. They're gonna give him that boost.
Yeah, explaining why he can do all this wouldn't make much sense at this point.
Yeah. I feel like they're just blocking his potential. I feel like that's what they're going to end up saying. He had the potential. That's what.
But I just what I'm saying is I just hate the fact that you have to put down characters to make him look great, because I think that's what they're doing with Kaiser. Like there is no way Kaiser's a talented learner. There's just no way.
Especially the moment he got a football, he was able to do all that crazy stuff in front of those police officers. Like, you think Asagi's just doing that the moment he gets a football? Like,
no.
What? Like what?
No, that literally screamed like prodigy genius. Like as soon as you touched a football, you were a monster with it. So I agree. It doesn't make sense for Kaiser to be a learned. Whatever.
Are they trying to make a distinction between him and like everybody else? Like, so I'm curious about what obviously Mbappe. I always forget his name. Mbappe. He's like, if God made a football player in Blue Lock, that's the guy he'd make.
That's Loki. Loki is supposed to represent Mbappe when he was.
Why do I keep on thinking his name is Julius? It's Loki.
Yeah, that's the dude who's like, no doubt about it, prodigy. From the moment he came out, like moment he got out of his mom in the hospital, they gave him a soccer ball. He already scored a goal. Like he's just nasty from jump. So how are they trying to make a clear delineation between Kaiser and him and that's it? Because he's the top.
But they also
of the Saga Spears.
They also said Rin was a genius too, and I think they insinuated that what's his name, spiky hair,
Baro.
No,
Baro.
No, on Rin's team, spiky hair.
Oh, Shido.
They also insinuate Shido's a genius as well.
You telling me you think Rin and Shido are on the same level as Loki?
No, I'm saying they're geniuses. I'm not saying they're at the same level, but their archetype is genius. They have natural ability. The thing is, Rin is able to apply his natural ability. I don't think Shido tries. And someone in the chat also mentioned Nagi. Nagi's evolution is trying. That's the thing, because
Yeah.
you could be a genius and you don't cultivate your talent.
He's good.
And from what we've seen of Loki so far, like Shido has the physical capabilities of doing it. He just doesn't have the mental.
Mm-hmm.
He only cares about one thing. He's narrow.
Yeah, Shido is the most physically gifted person in Blue Lock.
And somebody's gonna have to break him in order for him to get any kind of development.
Facts. But if someone does break him, it has to be after this. There's no way Isagi's team's winning. They can't win this one. Rin, Charlie. Come on.
He's gonna get that Senkai boost that he's been having every match, and
Ultra
he's gonna be
Metavision.
on
Ultra
gonna hit
Instinct
that-
Metavision.
Ultra Instinct Metavision plus
Ego.
Drive
It's gonna end up
plus
being
Mega Ego.
Yeah, he's gonna fucking his hair's gonna turn
gonna be-
silver. He's gonna have aura around him as he scores.
It's gonna be another formula, Riddell.
Bro, the thing is, like, I would appreciate if they kind of expanded on why Isagi's so good at like learning on the field. He just kind of showed up and he was a normal guy, played in normal. He was pretty good, and he just showed up, really wanted it, and is just really good at learning compared to everybody else. I'm like, damn, man. It's like what's an example? I was trying to think of Kuroko no Basket. It's like if Kuroko it's like if Kuroko just became really good at basketball. That's what it would be, bro. It just became as good as everybody else. That's what it would
Like
be.
he's like if he said like I don't need to be a shadow anymore. I'm gonna be the star, and he just goes like
Yeah. Like he has that one like weird floater, but then he just starts just between the legs, step back, threes. I'm like, bro, what? That would
It's
be wild.
crazy.
Same thing with Hinata. It would be the same thing if Hinata became like a really good setter out of nowhere and became really good at saving ball. Like sometimes he has his moments because he's super athletic. But Hinata also has one strength, made it very clear he had this strength, and it was just cultivated his ability to jump really high and hit the ball. What are they called? Strikers?
Yeah.
What are they called?
They
Are they strikers? What are they?
No.
Spikers. What are they called?
I don't know.
Ace. That's what they are. Hinata wants to be the ace.
I don't know.
But
yeah.
Is that it? Is there anything else we had to cover?
That was it for me for Blue Lock.
Yeah, that's about it. With that, Random got something.
Yeah, I just want to give a little tribute to my squad, if that's okay. Well, I know. Obviously, I told y'all about the crazy thing that we were involved with a couple weeks ago. But like y'all said, I want to thank you guys for sending me all the vibes and your energy. My Pee Wee football squad ended up winning the championship on Saturday, and I haven't been right since because we still kind of celebrating. It still kind of can't believe it. And shout out to the Cameo Scorpions Junior Blue team. Like they had everything thrown at them this year, from a fire to people cheating to, like, we caught one dude. He was running out the stadium so he wouldn't get caught. The other team got kicked out the league. Like Sancho, I understand why you like being a father. I really do. This basically solidified my decision of not being a father. I cared about these kids too much. I really did. From the littlest man on our squad, Ethan, who made every play in our championship game. To God, we went through three quarterbacks at one point. Santo and Riddell. We had a receiver playing quarterback. Like we went through everything this year just to try to win games. And I want to say, y'all, because I know someone watched this. They say they don't, but they do. I'm really proud of y'all for real. Like it was been the season of my life. Like the weirdest, most impactful football team I've ever been a part of. And I can't do this for 20 years. I can't do this for 20 years, but I'll do it as long as Coach Chad coaches, because he's the guy who really got me into this. And then that's it. We'll see you guys soon because I know we got a banquet or something, and I got a little something special prize for y'all when we see y'all next. But thank you guys so much, because thank you for allowing me to coach y'all along with the rest of the coaches, and it's been an honor. We'll see y'all next year, because tell me 2 days, we'll call it yesterday, we spoke with a few people from the board of our charter, and they're like, so y'all winning it all again next year, right? I'm like, bruh, it's been 3 days. Just let us chill.
No days off.
Like, let us chill. We can't even see the kids for like 6 months. Like, bruh, chill.
Hey man, these kids are gonna open up Random's heart. Hey, they say the most fulfilling thing is children.
It is, man.
I'm all right.
I'll
just coach him. I'll just coach him.
I'll have a kid one day. I don't know when. One day.
I'll just coach him. Oh,
yeah, I'm gonna create the savior of mankind, man.
Yeah, when I take over the
savior
world,
of mankind is crazy, Riddell. Who you gonna get with?
Watch Riddell have the most emotional kid of all time.
I'm gonna teach him. I'm like, I can't allow you to be numb to emotions. So I'm gonna raise him right, so he's not numb to emotions. There we go. See?
Yeah. So when I rule the world, I do need an heir. So
that sounds like you already
we
got
can't
the
have
formula
laundry.
down. You just don't want to do it. Why you putting it up? You got the formula. Just use it.
we can't have Lonnie rule the world. This man is gonna crash out. Yeah.
I would do a great job.
He's gonna make Tokyo Ghoul like season 2 Punishment by Death. You just gotta watch that till you die. If you break
Lonnie's a weird case, because Lonnie said that he would activate the rumbling to save his people, but Jinx had one kid on top of her. No, let's save the kid. Nah, let Caitlyn get her shot off, bro.
Oh, I'm not mad for Caitlyn taking the shot. I'm just saying she was crashing out.
She 100% was crashing out. 100%.
Because Vaughn was like, because the thing is, like, she was thinking about it too. But Vaughn's like said 3 times, like, there's a kid right there. You're gonna. She's like, oh, let me get her. She's like, she's gonna get away. She's gonna get away.
What? No, but that's on Vi. She don't know ball. She said, like, what if you miss? She's like, I won't miss. Aura. Oof.
She's like, I won't.
So much aura.
No, I'm with Vi. You know what? This is a little fun thing. Every week we'll do this. Let's do our kind of like a power ranking. Let's do top 5, because this one, the best part of Arcane is characters by far, other than production, obviously. Let's power rank Arcane characters right now. Random lock in, catch up. So, number 5. Or actually, let's start off with 1, because it's hard to start from number 5. Who's the best character in Arcane right now?
Jinx.
It's Jinx. It is. It's Jinx.
She's so annoying. I mean, yes, objectively, yes. Personally, I have Caitlyn.
I don't think she's annoying.
She's so annoying.
In season 2, she's been good. Season 1, yeah, but season 2,
Season 1, she was a little bit annoying at times, yeah. But season 2, she hasn't done anything.
yeah, she saved a child. Hey,
The child saved her. The child saved her.
Save a child is loose because he bumped into her and then she just decided to murder 3 people. So
yeah, and then
with no context of what was going on, she's just like,
you realize, hey man, these guys suck. So
they literally were just in her bubble. So she's like, you guys are too close. Let me just kill y'all. Like there was no conversation.
They looked bad. They looked
walked up.
They look bad.
Just shot him dead.
They look bad. They look like bad people. I don't know what to tell you.
He wants Jinx to be a hero so bad. She murdered like 5 people in season 2 already.
Self-defense is okay, man. Self-defense is okay. All right. Number 1 is Jinx. Number 2, I say Victor.
Victor is the most interesting character right now. Like, what is his story? Like, what is he going to do? How is he the new Messiah? Just out of no.
You just gotta wait and see. I'm not gonna tell y'all nothing. Just gotta wait and see.
His new abilities, man. He's him. He's also a genius too. So talented genius. So I say Victor. I think Victor right now is right now in terms of, I think the best way to rank is not how good the character is, because obviously the entire story, but like who's like the character, the most popular, who's popping, who's doing the most, who's the most interesting. That's how we should rank it.
Okay. So I mean, I wouldn't mind. I wouldn't mind going Victor now, personally.
Victor, Lonnie, you agree?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay, number 3.
Caitlin.
Caitlin.
I don't like Caitlin. I'm not gonna lie.
Caitlin. Okay.
I don't think you're supposed to like her right now.
I know.
You're not.
I know. I like Vi more than Caitlin.
Oh no.
But Caitlin's like, she's like a dictator right now. So it's like, but she's also getting manipulated, and that's a little fraudulent.
She's so angry, and it's just so because she's such a goody two shoes, but she's so angry. She's just going against her nature right now. It's beautiful.
Oh my goodness! All right,
Yes.
Caitlin's number 3. Caitlin's number 3. Number 4. I do hope Echo pops up as well.
I was just about to say. I was just about to say. Echo. I feel like Echo's gonna go through an arc, like figuring. I think he's going to be like the most pivotal character, figuring out the Hex Stone.
I think right now the 4th most important or interesting character is Mbessa.
Mel's mom.
Yeah.
That's a shout. She kind of is one of those do anything whatever
anything to
means
get.
possible for my family types, and she's a terrible person.
I don't want to spoil anything for random, but the thing that she set up,
It's pretty obvious she was the one who did it, though. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
but it was just like the fact that she was just. There's no limit to what she would do.
True. I want to throw in Vi here, but I think that one is a good pick. Mbessa.
Because especially since she's bringing in the black, well, she's not bringing in the Black Rose, but the fact that it's like Black Rose is after her in the family and stuff like that.
Mhm.
Ooh. And without spoiling anything, basically the Black Rose, just think of a Makima type character. That's what's coming. That's what's coming. And y'all are in for a trip. It's gonna be a fun time.
All right, number 5. Is Vi getting a shout? She has to deal with the crash out of Jinx and Caitlyn.
Is it Vi or is it what's his name?
Hammer
Jinx
guy.
is kind of mid, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Jinx just don't move me.
I'm so annoyed with like every time I see it, like okay, I'm gonna crash out. I'm crashing. I'm
I feel
ready
like he
to
gets
die.
a little bit. I
Like-
feel like he gets more hate than he should, but I don't like him either. I didn't like him in League of Legends lore either, per se.
He got no motion.
Yeah, but at the same time, like he does do a lot, and he goes through because he never wanted to make Hex tech weapons. He never wanted to do that.
Mm-mm.
Even like at his most angry, he never wanted to do that. And then when he succumbed to his anger in season 1, what happened? He ended up killing a child
Yeah.
by accident.
Yeah, he keeps on
His,
doing.
I mean, if we're being honest, his story arc from beginning to where he is now is like one of the craziest stuff. Like he finally gets to broker peace, and it's happening. And here comes Crash Out Jinx. Like, I
Well,
have him
he-
at 5.
He keeps on
I have him
fucking
at
up.
5.
No lie. He's a smart guy who's too emotional. That's not my vibe. It's not my vibe. I'd say Vi, because Vi at the end of the day also has to deal with a lot. Her sister, obviously. Now Caitlyn's crashing out. Now Vi is in a situation where she's in between.
I was
dealing
just
with
about
the
to pull it up
uncle,
too, Lonnie.
robot arm lady, Saveka.
Oh, yeah, that's another messed up thing that Jinx did. She gave her a super killer arm that just mauled somebody to death.
He deserved it. What? He
Bruh.
deserved it.
Bruh.
He was trying to sell off Jinx, and he was trying to kill her.
The fact that she made that in the arm is ridiculous.
It is. Jinx is wild.
And it shoots off fireworks at the end after you just mauled somebody.
For some reason it reminded me of Kite's weapon in Hunter x Hunter. Like he doesn't know what's gonna pop up. She's like spinning slots the whole time. I'm like, this is so not practical.
Oh, for
But it's
sure.
so jinx at the same
But
time.
it worked. I think Vi, she's right now, she's in the most interesting situation in the story, considering she's in between the underworld and upper world. Caitlyn went against her. She had a fight to the death with Jinx, but then she also saw what happened with Jinx, and now she's kind of doubting, like, what's going on? Why is this person here? Why are they helping Jinx? Is Jinx really gone? She's in a weird state, and like other than episode 1 or 2, which she did to Powder, Vi's life sucks right now. She has nobody. She has to do this all by herself. And she's a dog. I'm not gonna lie.
If you get a shot, take the shot. I have the shot. I won't miss. Don't shoot. Nah, I ain't.
There's a
rocking with
child there.
She doesn't miss. She
The
does
child
not
was right
miss.
on top of Jinx.
That's still like an explosive bullet. Like we don't know
And
how.
She had the shot.
Also, that's still her sister. And the moment they I'll stop there because Random needs to catch up because there are some intricacies there that's very interesting. But that's all we got for today. Hope you guys enjoyed. Like, subscribe, and yeah, that's all we got. Is the outro connected to it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, no
Well,
one said
with that said,
anything about my new tattoo. I'm very proud of this. No one said nothing.
I said you were showing off your cleavage.
take care and peace.
Wow.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of the Black Sensei Society podcast. With that said, make sure you guys like the video. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and turn the notification bell on so you never miss any content we like to drop. We want to do as much as possible. And if you want to join the community, you can also go to our Discord, go to our link tree, and be a part of it. We have a lot of great conversations in there. And we're doing a lot of fun things in there. Events, getting your opinions for content and videos, tournaments where we have cash prizes. So make sure you guys join the Discord and rate it 5 stars for the podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. We really do appreciate you as we continue on our grind. With that said, ladies and gentlemen, hope you guys enjoyed. You have a good one. Peace.